Oh, alright guys. I'm off for a few days, so let's continue, second. Let's continue Citizen Sleeper. Alright, what should we do? I guess we should just stock up and then, like, do the other mission, right? Nemba's still, you know. Oh, my dice are gonna be broken, though. Can you repair here, or no? No, fully broken. Alright. Well, I don't have a negative to anything except input now, right, or whatever. Let's see. Alright, we already filled our. We have a decent amount of money now. Oh, we still did a gambling thing, I guess. Does this make more money though? I really wish it told you what how much each would make you. How much do you get? Oh, it's pretty good. It's better than the dangerous one, actually. This one gives you less cryo. Yeah, this gives you less. Oh, scrap shift. This one's probably better, actually. I should have used it on that one. I guess I could, do some more gambling, I guess. Doesn't seem to be a time limit. Oh, that natural 6. Only the natural 6 is good for that one. Got 3 the Solheim data. Ooh, okay, it's useful. Guess we just see what the gambling stuff is, right? I guess. All right, let's go. Can I not go to Nem? Whatever, hold on. Okay. Oh, okay. Held in Greenbelt. Okay. Where the hell is Greenbelt then? Okay, hold on. Is it on the station? Do I even know where Greenbelt is? I guess not. No, it's still in here, right? Where the hell would I even... Okay, hold on. Flotsam is where we... Okay, well, we can go to Hellion Gate, or we can go to Flotsam. Yards are 2-1. Dark Side is where... Okay, I'm guessing that's where the ultimate... Oh, Greenbelt's over there. Oh, but it's far away. We can't even get to it. I guess we have to go around, but I don't know if we have enough supplies. It's safer just to go to Flotsam. It's hard to tell where Flotsam ends and the ship's parked at its many docking bridges begin. As Seraphim docks with the station, you realize that the rig now looks like just another piece of accumulated technology. One more bit of driftwood added to the raft. I love this place. Seraphim smiles as he shuts down the engines. You never know what you'll find. Been here before? Yeah, back when I first came to the belt. The crew I signed on with used to run salvage jobs out of here. Fun place to spend your wages. See Bliss eyeing the station with what looks like both horror and fascination. You see these seals? They point out some twisted assemblage of ship parts. Total cowboy welds. They could pop any moment. Seraphim waves away their concerns. Oh, that's just the outer layer. I heard there's 6 or 7 in all, so if one fails, it's no problem. He stretches and turns to you. You gotta taste some of the stuff they grow in Old Takahe. He kisses his fingers. That's the good shit. Oh, great. Bliss sighs. So many layers of redundancy and fallbacks that you have no hope of isolating a leak and fixing it. They wrap on the wall of the rig. Sounds like a ship I know. He smiles you join in with the joke, but Seraphim doesn't look impressed. She got you out here, didn't she? He looks between two of you. No sense of gratitude. I was joking. Bliss looks a little hurt and drifts out of the cockpit, shaking their head. Go to follow, but Seraphim puts a hand on your shoulder. Sleeper looks suddenly serious. Remember what I said about getting checked out? There are artificers all over this place. Take a bit of searching, but we need to know what's going on with you. Meets your eye. That's why we're here. Good, Seraphim nods. Let me know what they say. I'm gonna go see if any of my old haunts are still open. He drifts out of the cockpit with a mock salute. Catch you later. You were left alone in the cockpit with a view of Flotsam's chaotic structure. You look over the multicolored plating. It does, you admit, have a certain charm to it. God damn it, Intuit! Well, I mean, I got 6s I can use here, right? Old Takahe. Work the hydroponics. Old Takahe is the oldest ship in Flotsam and now serves as a huge hydroponic farm, keeping the station alive. Shifts are always available. The Narrow Escape. Oh, take recovery contract. The Narrow Escape's barman, Botan, has a tip about recovery contract. For a few chits, he'll give you the coordinates. Let's grab some components. Man, I guess we could. 8 cryo's not that much, honestly. Buy fuel, which we need. This place isn't that big compared to, might break my dice. Well, the cryo's worth it, because yeah, I'm losing energy. It's okay though. Place doesn't seem that big. I don't see any of the artificers he said either. Okay, well. I'll use the one I don't have big negative on. There we go. The chaos of Flotsam intrigues you. Passage to Passage is the most incoherent place you have ever visited. Plating, cladding, and cushioning of all kinds of conditions hides a forest of wires and ducts, interfacing in ways their manufacturers would never dream possible. Rooms are crushed cargo bays, flipped bridges, and eviscerated engine rooms. Patchwork corridors are lumped with messy welds, bending worryingly along their length. It is, to put it nicely, a total mess. It's not that you don't like it, but finding an artificer among this chaos has been more than a little challenging. This cycle, searching through these winding passages once more, seeing only scrap merchants and junk shops, You have begun to wonder if Seraphim had any idea what he was talking about when he advised you come here. A sleeper? The voice cuts through an pungent air. Well, I never. Huh. Jean-Mi. You glance in the voice's direction and find yourself looking at a small booth, piled with tech. Behind a fogged and scratched plastic screen is a meticulously arranged counter, the only clear spot in sight. At it, an older man with wet and wandering eyes sits neatly. Approach the booth. Jean-Mi tilts his head. I didn't mean to be rude, please. And he bows a little. It's okay. He smiles warmly, almost bowing again. His hunched shoulders accentuating with the movement. How? He pauses, taking care of his speech now. How are you feeling, sleeper? He beckons you a little closer. I am Jean Michel, though please. To you, Jean-Mi. I work with machines. He sweeps a hand above his counter where you see configurations of tiny parts, mostly small ones. He smiles. I'm not great. Of course. He chops with his hand to indicate a stool with a leg bar, meant for perching beside his counter, and such is the clarity and persuasiveness of this movement that you obligingly sit. Your presence is a rare honor here. He smiles and looks down in his lap. I'm sorry if I make you uncomfortable. I am just very pleased to see you. Can I help you with something? I was more imagining I could help you. I can see your journey to me has not been easy, he says, with genuine concern. You track his eyes across your body, noticing the scuff marks on your thick, vinyl-like skin. The replaced and broken parts of your body. The marks of violence. You pull your jacket a little tighter. Jean-Mi folds his hands one over the other and places them on the counter. I do not know what your experiences have been, but I want to assure you I see you as a person. A being. A soul, shall we say. As valid as any other. You look at Jean-Mi, his own age and wear also evident. A life of precise and careful work, shaping his body into a reflection of his process. You note his unconfident way of speaking, which betrays a certain loneliness, a lack of practice. It is his turn to feel observed. I understand. You are kind. The frankness of the remark takes you by surprise. He looks down at his counter and begins to take apart a tiny piece of machinery that sits there. Many years ago, when I began my apprenticeship, I will find that whenever I saw something that was, how to say, not working well, I was fixated on it and its repair. He tinkers with the parts, twisting them precisely. Of course, the belt is filled with this kind of dysfunctional detail. And so I was busy, for many years, with these small fixings. Smiles in reminiscence. But now, I find that when I'm interested in a thing that is not working as it should, he sharply twists one of the parts between his fingers. It is because it might have been some quality not yet foreseen or discovered. He releases the altered object into the air where it ballistically twists in a hypnotic display, like a spinning top whose movements are totally unpredictable. Jean-Mi smiles at you, watching his hypnotic toy. I can see you're in the process of becoming, sleeper. Catches the spinning toy between a finger and thumb. Let me aid you in this. What do you mean? Jean-Mi's precise hands drop to a device around his neck. He deftly pulls a pair of goggles up to his face, masking his wet eyes. Oh, happy Halloween. What's up? Hold still, sleeper. Something flickers inside the goggles. Their face is blank. Jean-Mi's hands play across buttons and switches on the exterior. Tuning, focusing. Let them work. When the goggles are finally lowered, they reveal a look of concern on Jean-Mi's face. I think you better come inside. Kicks off his desk and disappears. A moment later. Well, I mean, I imagine arthritis is easier in this world since you don't have to deal with gravity all the time. A moment later, you hear a rattle and small bulkhead beside the booth that you had assumed was rusted shut creaks open. Jean-Mi beckons you inside. Jean-Mi's workshop is even more cramped than you expected. As you enter, you are surrounded on all sides with netting holding bundles and bundles of terminals, servers, drives, and cables. At its center, a padded seat and a set of articulated arms mounted with sensors and tools fill the space. Alright. The seat, please. Jean-Mi gestures at it with a polite smile. You tentatively settle on the seat, slipping your arms and feet into the straps meant to keep you from floating out of it in 0G. Jean-Mi floats beside you. He looks across your body. There is damage here, I see that. We will get to that. But I see something else here as well. This is why you came here. He looks at you solemnly. What are you talking about? Please, sleeper, let us be frank with each other. Though I've never met a sleeper, I've studied them. I was lucky to acquire some materials from SNARP. Well, SNARP is, that's the name drop from Citizen Sleeper 1. I think that's the thing, the company that makes you. Some time ago, in the interest of my own endeavors, he begins arranging a series of sensors around you on articulated arms. You are pleasingly distinct from those materials. His eyes flash with excitement. Am I right in thinking you have been modified? I rebooted myself. Yes, I see that your dependency on stabilizer, on the immune recoding portion of its makeup at least, has been broken. Gives you a precise look, but that is not all. You are physically modified, not externally, but internally. He carefully positions the final sensor. Your tracker is disabled, which makes it impossible for SNR to find you. Congratulations, he smiles broadly. But this is not all. You have been modified, yes, but you are also being modified as we speak. You feel a strange claustrophobia at John Mee's statement. Modified. Seraphin rebooted your system, ran the recoding protocol. But that shouldn't have physically changed you. It only removed your planned obsolescence. How? John Mee goes to a terminal and flicks a switch. Through the back of the translucent screen, you see a nodal web in the vague shape of a sitting body. Your body. These changes appear to be complex, subtle, but consistent. John Mee goes silent as he taps at the terminal. The representation of your body rotating, unfolding, in unsettling motions. What changes? See here. He points at a flickering representation of your spine, tracing a line towards your head. Your nervous system is growing additional nodal points, here and here. Meanwhile, your emulation interface is growing an umbilical access port, though towards what end I am unsure. You instinctively reach back and touch the base of your head. As you do, the scan flickers and screeches with noise. You feel for something there, growing under your thick vinyl skin. Can you feel a lump? Or is that just your imagination? You pick at it. John Mee sighs and shuts off the terminal. The changes are partial, and in all honesty, he gestures sharply at the sensors, the resolution is too poor. I need to run a full diagnostic, but for that I would need... Drifts over to another terminal and brings up screens and screens of text and diagrams. Yeah, some kind of medium to hold your suspended emulation. The access jack I can build myself, but we will need to bridge your emulation. John Mee speaks quietly, almost to himself. A ship mine would be ideal for this. Would have to be a high capacity, a prime ship mine, Solheim in origin. Perhaps Hellion Gate might hold records of any that were in the system. Taps at the terminal. John Mee turns back to you. Yes, the prime ship mine is essential if you wish a further investigation to be done. I will need this above all. He dumps the terminal off. I'm sorry to say, Sleeper. Can you tell me more? Accurately? No. He meshes his fingers in front of his chest. It is clear that a process has begun, but has not yet to complete. Oh, well, okay. We got some kind of prototype shit? John Mee busies himself with taking down the sensors and folding away the articulated arms. As he does, you try to calm yourself. You feel as if you have worms under your skin. It takes all your focus not to pick at its seams. John Mee suddenly but gently places a hand on yours. Please, remain calm. Puts a carefully restored rare component in your hand. This can help you. John Mee waits for you to fall still. Then he leans back a little, relieving some of the strange intimacy of the moment. For now, our work is concluded. He meshes his fingers again and bows with a small head bob. But you are welcome, anytime. Thank you, of course. His manner seems to have returned to something more businesslike, a humble man who knows his customers' needs. You get up from the seat, a little dazed, and push away into the passage. Safe travels, Sleeper, John Mee says quietly, placing the promised list in your hand as he lets you back into the station. You leave dazed, unsure of how you feel about the insistence of this man's peculiar kindness. But most of all haunted by the idea of the unseen processes that are running within you. Got some body horror here too. Part of you does not wish to know anything further, to leave this place and never look back. Another is desperate to immediately retrieve every object on this list so you may know what strangeness is happening within you. For now, you must steady yourself and find a way to continue. Seraphin comes to find you in your bunk. After John Mee's assessment, you find yourself drifting back to the rig, in need of the familiarity and comfort of your own ship. Sleeper, interesting. You found an artificer? Hovers by the door, looking concerned. Explain. You tell him about John Mee, how he offered you repairs and ran an assessment of your frame. You described the cramped booth, the articulated arms, the strangeness of seeing your own body anatomized upon the terminal screen. Then you tell him that your body is changing, growing in ways John Mee cannot identify, that some process has been started, and you do not know where it will end. You mentioned umbilical ports and nodal points, trying your best to remember the details of the thing John Me asked you to retrieve. Seraphin grows pale and silent. He shakes his head when you stop talking. Lane, he frowns. That piece of shit has to be behind that. Perhaps. For sure. Seraphin looks stubbornly at the floor. We'll get what we need. We'll find that ship mine. He nods. A bit of work here and there, and we can make it to Hellion Gate and wherever else. What about your stuff? We'll do that too. He thumps the wall. We're free, Sleeper. No one can stop us. Just say the word, okay? He goes quiet. Don't give up on yourself just yet. He smiles. Get up and get back to it. And with that, he turns and kicks off down the corridor, disappearing from sight. You wait a little while, staring at the strange ceiling of the bunks, letting the thoughts settle in your mind. And then, when you're ready, you get up and leave, dazed, but with a stony determination growing in your chest. Okay, wow. Okay, well, that's just work. This is just a fuel, you can buy scrap, I guess, but it doesn't help you when you're on the... Okay. Buy engine components. Okay, what's the point of the engine components? I have a few too. Okay, alright. Alright. Oh, you need the prime ship mind. I guess we should get some more, I guess we can get some more. Should we... Where else can you buy food here? This place. Buy a meal. How much is it worth? Well, you know what? Let's do some more work. Oh, you get stuff too. With you get extra energy. That's pretty good. Okay. Let's see. Should we just go? I mean, we don't need to just yet, but there's nothing else in here, right? Like, there's nothing... You could buy some engine components, but it doesn't really do anything. You could just, stranded rig. My rig's blown its propulsion. I was stranded on some godforsaken rock. Repair crew needed. We'll split hull. No time wasters or thieves. I'm armed. Okay, yeah, sure. Well, repairing the thing is important. It's a good thing we have an engineer. Keep your hands where I can see him. The voice crackles over the over channel of your suit's comm as you near the stranded rig. Slow your approach a little as you move towards the ship, its shape lumpy and skeletal in the distant light of the sun. A warm welcome. Bodes well for the rest of the job. Bliss shoots you a concerned look. You look up at the stranded ship ahead. Clearly they're feeling a bit exposed. We're here to help. Well, I figured that. Otherwise, I would have put a hole in that shiny rig of yours already. You arrive at the side of the rig, inspecting the damage as you do. Half the hull plating and big chunks in the internal structure seem to be missing. But you have a feeling this is not what you're here to fix. The airlock opens and you move inside. The interior all exposed wires and metal framework. The systems wheeze and shudder as it cycles. Nothing of value here, so if you're looking to steal something, you're welcome to it. Alma greets you plainly inside the rig. You do the work that's needed, and I'll let you take your half of the hull. Understood. Well, alright then. Her face is as placid and unchanging as a rock. Here's the short of it. Engine's conked out on me, and I'm no engineer. Can usually get her going, but this time no dice. She looks between you and the rest of the crew. Surprised there's so many of you, to be honest. Bliss smiles sympathetically. Sorry about that, but don't worry. I worked on these engines before. They give Alma a wink. I can handle this. Don't be so sure. Alma leads you towards the engine room. The layout of her rig much the same as yours. This girl's the sensitive type. You need to know how to handle her. The central corridor of the ship snakes in a way that isn't familiar to you, and you realize this rig is far more heavily modified than your own. Something that becomes all the more obvious when you arrive in the engine room. Rather than the rig's stock engine, a singular block and double turbine, with feed lines between, Alma's engine is a mess of piping and feed lines, linking up multiple raw components welded to the interior frame of the room. Your eyes widen at the sight. Been adding her to her since I was young. Alma smiles at the chaos. Might look like a mess, but she purrs when she's running. Bliss shaking their head slowly. Oh, sleeper. They let out a puff of air. This is gonna be special. You struggle to tell if they're intimidated or impressed. Perhaps a little bit of both. That's about all of it. Alma gestures you to the exploded engine. Get her running and you'll get your half of the haul. What's the haul? Alma glides over to a window set in the side of the engine room. Points to the corroded remains of a facility, deep in the asteroid's loose, dusty surface. That there is the hull. She taps on the glass. As good a find as I've seen. The hull is a building? Building and all that's in it. Alma screws up her face. What, you too good for scrapping? By rights, that building's mine. Scrapper's claim. Alma scratches at her mess of hair. But you help me get her running and you're welcome to take what you want from it. Up to a maximum of 50% of raw mass, that is. We have to extract it ourselves? She looks you up and down and you feel the first acknowledgement of you being a sleeper. I doubt it'll trouble one of you. Anyway, you're leaving with nothing unless my girl is back in shape by the time you are done. She folds her arms around across her chest, so get to it. You turn back to the engine, your eyes tracing the madness of the interlocking systems. You're starting to have the horrible feeling that this contract is some sort of an elaborate joke. Okay, well, we have to do the... Okay, well, we can do the salvage while Bliss works on this, right? Oh, engine labor. Oh, you can use engine labor too. That's useful. Okay. Oh. Okay, Endure is actually the better way to do it. Endure is actually the better way to do it. Well, that'll be easy for us then, I guess. Okay, that gives you 2. How much does this give you? Oh, it also gives you 2. Okay, they're equal, but it's worse to mess up over here. Okay, this one's not too bad. Okay. Okay, well, this one's just risky, so I mean, I can push him, right? Because my push means my push can remove stress from them. Okay, I remove stress. Okay, that's not bad. Well, there's no downside. This one's not pretty straightforward, honestly. Slowly, the elaborate form of the engine comes into focus, and small repairs can be made. With a system this complex, you can either understand it or approach it systematically, checking it piece by mending piece. Okay. I guess it's only risky. It's probably okay. Oh, you need... Okay. Oh, okay. No, we need the 6 in order to do it. Oh, boy. Okay. We have enough supplies. It's fine. Okay, so using Endure is not going to be enough to get to the good stuff. Oh, the -2 is so bad. Oh, even this is -2? Shit. Okay. Okay. I mean, it's kind of risky, but what can I do? Okay, okay. Oh, we're halfway there. That's nice. Oh, I got some stress here. Alright, well, we almost got it. Okay. Shoot. Alright, some stress for my teammates here. I can add stress to, like... No, I'll do it. I can de-stress them with my ability, but I don't know. Okay, I think we're almost... Oh, a nice pile you got there. Alma announces herself on the open channel. What makes scrappers of you kids yet? The Scrap will earn you a pretty penny if you know what you're doing, she continues. Holmes Rock is always a good place to offload. I'll give you that for free. You look at the stack of ragged torch-cut plates as they are loaded into the rig's cargo hold. You have to admit, you do feel a little pride at the work done. Thanks, you earned it. You glance over your shoulder at the cockpit of Alma's rig, where you can see her watching. What are you doing out here? There's a click on the open channel as it closes, and Alma seems to take a moment to consider her response. Let me ask you a question. Sleeper, she clears her throat. What do you think this place was? Signal station? Ha, sounds like a mystery story. Alma coughs and sputters. No. Nothing as interesting as secret communiques were coming out of this place when it was still alive. Alma goes quiet for a moment, but you wait, getting the feeling there's more to be said. See the old arrays on the far side? You turn up and look up at the rock towards the broken frames and panels you can just make out in the dust, catching the sun's weak light. Those were the first priority. Get power running. Recharge the cells for the excavators, the welders. Turn the scrap into something livable. She falters and coughs. Look at them now. You see the tumble-down collection of panels. They look like they were scattered by a careless hand, discarded without much thought. The comms channel clicks off and you see the distant silhouette of Alma drift from view, out of the cockpit of her rig. Turn back to see that the scrap has been loaded into your ship. You are half of the hull. Though you suspect this place is more than just a hull to Alma. Okay, we can still go, right? Okay, good. It doesn't lock that away. I guess I can keep pushing it. Okay, yeah, he can take the stress. That's fine. Okay. Might take a few cycles, but I think we can brute force this thing. Hopefully none of my dice break. Okay, yeah. Can he do this? Oh, his intuit is 100 for hell yeah. There's a 6 right there. Okay. I'm gonna... Ooh, got a stress there, but that's okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Alright, let's finish her thing then. Oh, that was a freaking negative outcome? Okay. Should I push? I'll push. Okay, get the 6. 100% positive. Okay. I'm already half stressed. This is pretty bad. You all gather in Alma's rig to see the engine tested. The engine room purrs and shitters. It seems to warm with the sound of the engine, with the polyrhythmic vibrations that rattle through the open framework of the interior. You look over to Alma and you see her eyes are closed, a small tremble at the corner of her mouth. You look at the engine, Alma's engine, an object that you have come to respect over the past cycles, even if you haven't necessarily grown to love it. It is, as you see it now, a difficult thing to love. Whole parts of it make little sense, and its oldest systems, those now bypassed and made obsolete by newer additions, still somehow play an integral role you don't understand. It is unwieldy, and unnecessarily so, and the long accumulation of parts and patches from its long service make it surprisingly fragile. Meanwhile, other sections have been welded and re-welded so many times that they are impregnable and will never be able to replace. It is uncooperative and prone to sudden outbursts of cooling fluid or even fuel. It is restless and will begin to leak when left idle for too long. It's always too hot or too cold, thanks to the coolant in the fuel, and it's hard to predict which it will be at any given moment. Damn, this engine sounds like a real, And yet, despite all this, it's an object you feel close to, that you feel a kinship with, because in the end, you too are an accumulation of broken parts, long outliving their operational limits. You too are a machine that has become a story, and a story that has grown beyond the ability of others to understand it. You look over at Alma again. Bliss is there beside her. You can see they are talking, but with the engine running, you cannot hear them. You watch for a moment, Bliss now patiently listening to, in faltering words, Alma explains something to them. Bliss nods, and then suddenly they embrace, gently and with care. Bliss pushes back, and as soon as the moment has passed, it seems like it might not have happened at all. Nothing in the two figures' attitudes betrays the fact, and the room seems unchanged. Try to remember if you have seen them speaking before now, but you recall there are many moments when you were not with Bliss. As you watch Alma approach, you realize the engine is not just special to you, and that between her and Bliss, it might have been the bridge to a unique kind of respect. That's the job, Sleeper. Alma approaches you from the other side of the room, and you know where the payment is to be found. I believe that brings our business to an end. Alma scratches at her hair. Unless you have something to add, what will you do now? I believe that's my business? She bristles at the question. I'll need to find somewhere quiet to resupply and so on. But I don't think I give you my usual haunts. She gives you a sly look. I appreciate the assistance. You're welcome to take what you want from the hangar if you haven't already. You see a knowing shimmer in her eyes. Now I must kindly ask you to leave my ship. As the airlock cycles, you look across at Bliss and swear you see a tear in their eye. Are you okay? Bliss turns to you as if they forgot you were there. I'm good, Sleeper. Really good. They sniff. This place reminds me of why I do what I do. Why I fix things. They look ahead. There's beauty in it. You find yourself drifting away from Alma's rig in a haze of thoughts. It's clear to you at this point that Alma's history is written all over this place. But more than that, well, you can't be sure. This story, it seems, isn't for you. You realize as you gaze at the broken remains of the facility that Alma never took any of her half of the haul. You turn back and squint at the cockpit of her rig. See her there, looking out across this wasteland, still as a statue. It's an image that, as you load into the rig and begin the preparations to depart, will stick with you. One that every time you enter the engine room of your ship, a room almost identical to the engine room of Alma's rig, will leap into your mind. A woman, floating above the wreck of what was once her home, looking for a reason to keep going. Contract complete. Okay. But we can component search. This will max it. I won't take the stress damage, hopefully. Okay, well, we opened this hidden thing. There's a hiss and a rush of stale air as the sealed bay, deep in the facility's tunnels, opens for the first time in years. The beams of your suit lamps reach into the dark, picking out waves of dust and debris. They reveal a small bay, big enough for a shuttle, but not a rig like yours. As you glide inside, those same beams catch on the frame of something that sits at the center of the bay. It is wide and flat, with a cylindrical central section that runs its length. As you move it around it, looking at the sections of plates and open frame, you realize it's a ship, or at least it was. This frame, filled with rusted components and partially covered with old hull plates, suggests a fast ship, an arrowhead designed to cut through debris in even atmosphere. You float up a little to see its central cylinder, and your lamps reveal a cockpit outfitted for 2 people. One sat behind the other. The seats were carefully upholstered, and you realize this was a labor of love. The whole ship, in fact, seems to be built by hand, a custom model with little function out here beyond looping around the asteroids for the thrill of it. Looking closer, brushing away the surface corrosion, you see flames painted on the hull plates in curling patterns, the brushstrokes visible even after what must be many years. As you inspect the half-finished ship, a sense of quiet wonder keeping you silent. You notice a glint towards its rear. You approach it and see an engine, all interlocking tubes and flared vents. It is unlike any you have ever seen, but the holes in its side suggest they may never have been finished. Those holes are the source of the glint. You reach in and pull out some strange-looking engine components, each pristine and complex. You hesitate for a moment, suddenly feeling like you shouldn't just be disturbing such an intimate object. But it occurs to you that nothing would please the person who built this ship more than seeing these handmade components put to use. You secure them to your suit and push away from the ship. As you leave the bay, you turn and take one last look at the treasure inside. It's possible that it never flew, or perhaps it was in the middle of an extensive refit when this place was abandoned. Either way, its flying years have long since passed. And now, with the bay open, it will corrode much faster, melding with the anonymized scrap of this place in mere cycles. You suppress a shiver, and then start the journey back up to the surface, aware of the components hanging at your side. We get, what do we get? Engine components? I guess we get some more? Well, I guess so. Alright. We don't have anything else to use the thing on it. Okay, let's, head back. Yeah, we get 5. So as long as you take 5 or less stress through in the mission, it's basically free. I don't think there's anything else on this place that I can... I guess we just buy fuel. Can we sell scrap? Oh, we have the raw scrap. Could buy scrap components, but we don't have anyone who would buy our scrap though. Okay, fill supplies. I kind of lost money because I mean I did get scrap, but I mean in order to make the money I have to actually sell the scrap. Alright, I don't have anything else to do here, right? It's just nothing. It's just more jobs. Yeah, it's just nothing. There's nothing else. Alright, I guess we should just go. So do we go to... Oh, now debris field. Debris field 2. Go back to Forest Spindle, or we can go to Holmes Rock. Oh, she did recommend going to Holmes Rock, so I guess we could. Wow, this one takes 7 fuel. That's a lot of, fuel. Alright, well, there's nothing else for us in this area. Sleeper. Bliss speaks quietly from the door at the back of the cockpit. Can we talk? You glance over at Seraphim, his head back and eyes closed while the ray cuts through empty space. You don't seem to be needed here. You unclip from your harness and follow Bliss. How are you doing? Bliss glances over their shoulder as they drift towards the back of the ship. The question takes you aback. You can't remember the last time anyone actually asked with real intention how you are. Feeling rough. Bliss shoots you a concerned look. To be honest, Sleeper, I'm not sure how you're still standing. Breaking out of Dark Side, then again in Hexport, those things take a toll. Bliss turns a corner, so I think it's okay to feel rough right now. Bliss leads you to off the main corridor, into the workshop they set up when they repaired the ship. It is small, but its neatly arranged tools and sloped walls help it feel cozy and tucked away. You see improvements everywhere, new tools and equipment. Bliss notices you looking at their upgraded setup. I told you I'd be worth taking along. Didn't give us much choice. Looking at this place, it's a good thing I didn't, they shrug. Anyway, I didn't bring you here just to brag. Pause. Or at least not just to brag. They suddenly glance away, the atmosphere in the room shifting. I can see your body showing the strain, Sleeper. I brought you here so we can do something about that. They beckon you towards the workbench, where you both settle into stools. They flick on the small light aiming at your arm. Okay, Bliss gently cradles your arm, turning it to inspect the underside. You see tears and holes in the vinyl skin, and dark moving things underneath. Watch Bliss work. You look as Bliss brings the light closer to the biggest tear, and glints off the metallic tendons in your forearm. Below them, you can see something more fluid and wet catching the light. You know, you aren't the first Sleeper I've met. Bliss talks while they inspect the rest of your arm. I actually partnered with one at my old repair bay on the eye. So yeah, they're actually from Citizen Sleeper 1. You can have an ending where you start a mechanic, where you start a... You can start a mechanic company with Bliss. Feels like 100,000 cycles ago now, but I remember them. Their precise work, their quiet enthusiasm, there was something calming about their presence. Bliss swaps your other arm. They were different to you, just like one person is different to another, I suppose, but I can't help but remember that time. I was a different person then, that's for sure. They meet your eye. I'm going through something of a transformation myself. How's that going? Bliss lays both your arms down and leans forward to inspect your upper chest, adjusting the light. I was pretending before, I think, to be the person I was expected to be. They press along the hard protrusion of your clavicle. There are so many calculations I was making, so many corrections. How I held myself, how I spoke, how I reacted. They push gently against each of your metallic ribs one at a time. I didn't realize how tired I was until they stop and sit back, until I gave up. I came here to the belt with someone else, and when I did, I realized this was my chance to become something new, so I let go of everything. They look away. It was messy, ugly, and the person I came here with, I let them go too. I was punching at everything, because it felt like everything was holding me back, stopping me for the change I was owed. Don't worry, they smile weakly. I'm calmer now. Oh yeah, there was a third member. Not about to explode on you or anything. Still a difficult process, but it feels like shedding 100 suffocating skins that you spent half your life putting on one by one. They meet your eye. It feels like an escape. They lean forward again, check the skin of your shoulders, where it is worn and faded. You let them. The atmosphere quiet but calm in the workshop. A feeling of solidarity glowing somewhere in your frame. Their arm in front of them protectively, but I'm still concerned. There's some decline in your system functions. Let's keep an eye out for components. There's no problem. They release from the stool and drift over to a rack of tools. I owe you for jolting me out of whatever my life had become on the Forest Spindle. You leave Bliss to their workshop, feeling reassured that you have them here on the ship. As you do, you think of your relationship to your own body. This frame that you were forced into has never quite felt like your own. You realize that this feeling is not unique to you. No one gets to choose their body. Everyone has to contend with the entropy of their flesh. And in that realization, you suddenly feel less alone. Explicit trans commentary? Maybe. Lumped and cratered, Holmes Rock floats on the sunward side of the belt. Its only notable feature the bright shapes of its solar arrays, angled towards the system's distant star. Can't even dock the rig here. Seraphim nods at the bright shape of Holmes Rock's lone docking bay. Won't fit. We'll have to park here and go out the airlock. Seems repulsed by that idea. We do that every contract. You do that every contract. Seraphim leans back into his seat. I've gotten used to sitting them out. Barely seems worth the trim down, Bliss speaks out from the back of the cockpit. You never know. I guess, Bliss yawns, but don't expect to turn up any jobs all the way out here. I'll come down later. Don't feel like squeezing into a suit right now. Bliss gives a lazy wave as they glide out of the cockpit. Eugen pokes his head into the cockpit. That rock down there got a bar? He looks between you and Seraphim. No idea, Seraphim sighs. Looks dead. Eugen squints out the cockpit windows. I've seen a few warm lights, he shrugs. I bet there's a bar. He disappears in the direction of the airlock. You gaze out over Holmes Rock. It certainly doesn't look very exciting. But there's refueling to be done and maybe more besides. You might even be able to scare up a hot meal. You know, Sleeper, that Lotic freighter means we aren't far from Wellspring. Seraphim gives you a sideways glance. Your sister, I haven't forgotten. Alright then, Seraphim smiles. Appreciate it. Heard the pressure of the war in the inner system is having an effect on how the Lotic syndicate's being run. Just want to get there before something big goes down. Turns back to his console. You look out at the Lotic freighter, painted the same distinctive yellow as the Springtide back on the Forceman. You've heard they supply most of the water in the belt. Not exactly an organization you want to collapse. A light catches your eye beyond the rock. A warm flash that is gone as soon as it appears. You are at the sunward edge here, and beyond is the inner system. But once you get the water in you, I mean the system, once the water's in the system, it stays in the system, right? You can, quote-unquote, recycle it. Holmes Rock might look sleepy, but it lies on the shores of a corporate war. Something residents will be painfully aware of. Okay, good thing we have Endure. Oh, I can also use Engage, I guess. Oh, you get extra supplies. Nice. Well, what about exploring the tunnels? Okay. Alright, let's see what the new location is. Canteen. Lotic freighter. I could buy fuel. Okay. It's a lot of fuel. Okay. Okay, new location discovered. Debug. Okay, you can work on the solar array. Oh, you can sell raw scrap. Fix broken arrays. No, a bunch of raw scrap, I guess. How much do we get? 13. Okay, 13 cryo is like 1 dice worth of work, though. I mean, I might just have the. I might just rather keep the freaking. Might just rather have the scrap. Okay. Oh, sell engine components. Okay. You can sell engine components here, but I don't know if that's a good idea. We might need the engine components, you know? Okay, let's see. Oh, we got really good rolls here. Okay. In Holmes Rock, it's impossible to get away from the feeling of living, working, and eating in a ruin. Most of the belt is built on top of the remains of Solheim's infrastructure, but there are plenty of places where the modifications or extensions to those structures eclipse the original foundation. In Holmes Rock, it's the reverse. The station is a small, warm patch at the center of a network of tunnels and bays that stretch within the rock, most of them dark, damp, and wrecked. A sprawling foundation that will never be built upon. Every so often, gliding on your way between Senna's Rest and the Suncatchers, or from the docks to the depot, you find yourself in one of these dark tunnels. That's where you are now. Wait, what? We're doing a freaking text adventure thing? You float. Stopped at a four-way intersection. No light visible down any tunnel. Alright. You glide right into a narrow passage with pipes running along its walls. One of them rumbles with a soft current. What could be flowing here? You arrive at another crossroads, but one of the tunnels has collapsed and is blocked with dust and rock. Go right and right. What happens? You kick off gently from the wall and head into a cylindrical passage clad with panels that hold back the rock. It's wider than the others, and here and there, little droplets of water float undisturbed. At the far end, you see a faint point of light, the warm glow of a lit passage. Suddenly, you hear a rustling in the dark and a shrill sound that you can't place. There's something out there. Screw it. Let's engage. Ooh. Need that stress. Trying to calm your nerves. You overcompensate and kick off too hard. You fly through the tunnel, droplets of water splatting you. Collide with a metal crosspiece you hadn't seen. You bounce off it, tumbling through the air before you can catch yourself on the wall. You curse in the dark and move towards the light. Then it hits you. Something solid and meaty, slamming into your stomach and spinning away. You press off the wall and push on as the shrill wail echoes behind you in the dark. What the hell was that? When you reach the lit passage beyond, you turn back, but the tunnel is still quiet. You continue on, but you can't shake the feeling of being followed as you ascend back up through the station. Perhaps next time you'll take a different route. Are we just exploring the thing? Oh. Oh. We have 3 Solheim data. What the hell's in this thing? Bay unsealed. What's in here? There's a faded old NeoVend printer in the bay. Feeding it data should authorize the component vending process. You have to keep giving us Solheim data? This colorful machine is corroded and collapsing. It only has a few prints left before it's just a pile of scrap. Oh, I do not have enough Solheim data. Okay, so there's actually something important on this rock then. Let me see. Hold on. Let's de-stress. Okay. I guess we just make money for the rest of the thing, and then I don't think there's anything else to explore, right? We just need Solheim data. Okay. How much? Let's see. Okay, but like, I really wish they told you what paid more though. Okay. How much do you get here? 12 cryo? Okay, what about over here? Ah, okay, that's not very much. Oh, negative energy. Okay. I guess we'll leave this place, right? Oh, it gives you 4 energy. Okay. I guess we can go. Oh, Wellspring's over there. The vast water extraction facility. Okay. Oh, we can go to Hellion Gate too if we want. Okay. Don't have enough. I just don't have enough fuel to go. Hopefully you have to find some fuel at Hellion Gate. Okay, whatever. Let's go find the dude's sister. If it's her. Seraphim. The shout echoes through the ship, reaching you in the cockpit. You see the angle of Seraphim's head change, but he does not respond otherwise. Did you hear that? Seraphim sighs. Yes, I heard. He looks back at you. How about you go see what they want? They called you. Seraphim shrugs. I'm busy flying the ship. Seraphim. You recognize the voice now. It's Bliss. Moments later, they come to the cockpit. Is no one listening? They look between the two of you. I guess that means one of you is guilty. Bliss shakes her hand. Come on, you need to see this. You follow the irritated Bliss through the ship, down into the cramped storage units tucked beneath the between the main ship and the hull. As you enter, you're greeted by total chaos. Amber globs of liquid ration floating in the air and cling to the walls, while chunks of dried food spin slowly, breaking the crumbs. See? Bliss fumes. Someone opened up one of the supply crates and left it like this. They point to a crate in the storage netting with the lid pushed open. You look at the mess spilling out of this from the crate. Who could have done this? My intuit's really terrible. I don't think Seraphim did this. Bliss looks around the floating food. Who then? You can see they doubt Seraphim did it too, but they clearly need to direct their anger at someone. You look across the cloud of food and drink, glittering in the rig's fluorescent lights. What a waste. Bliss puffs out their cheeks. I need a break from this ship. They look at you. Help me tidy this up. You spend the rest of the journey packing the crate away and disposing of the spoiled supplies. But as you do, you can't help but wonder what actually happened here. When you are finished, you take one last look around the storage bay. As you gaze around the now cleared space, you have the same feeling of being observed by unseen eyes as you felt in the tunnels of homes where, oh, did a creature follow you onto the ship? That's crazy. As he brings the ship into Wellspring's docking ring, you notice a rare tension in Seraphim's piloting. Oh, did I lose? Oh, I actually lost 2 supplies because of that. He jerks the stick a little too hard while the docking bridge extends and a proximity alarm goes off. He curses under his breath. Relax, you'll be okay. I've docked this ship 100 times, Sleeper. He keeps his eye on the monitors. I am relaxed. That's not what I mean. Seraphim doesn't respond, but you see him grip the rig's controls a little tighter. As the ship stops, the docking bridge connected. You lean forward and look out the cockpit windows, trying to get a good view of the icy surface of Wellspring below. The harsh, gleaming ice gives way to the steep sides of the cut. The asteroid's one city. It glows in steams with warmth, and peering down into it, you cannot see the bottom. Beyond, along the horizon, you see the terraces of the pithead, where the current extraction effort must be taking place. Seraphim runs the shutdown sequence and unclips from his seat. He turns back to you, a flinty look in his eye. Going down to head into the cut, I've got a few leads to follow up on. You get the sense he isn't asking for permission. Let me help. You can check out the city if you want, but I'm not following along, Sleeper. This is my trail to follow. Before you can respond, he pushes past and glides out of the cockpit. You turn and watch as he pushes past Bliss in the doorway. I missed something? Bliss shoots you a look. He seems even more irritable than usual. He's looking for his sister. Bliss raises an eyebrow. Family troubles? That'll explain the irritation levels. I would recommend they zip up their jacket. We go after him before he pushes past someone that pushes back. Agreed. See you down there. At least Lane's unlikely to come out here to pick a fight with the Lotic Syndicate. Bliss shrugs. They turn and head towards the airlock, whistling softly as they do. Eugen comes out of a side door as Bliss passes. He stretches and squints at you. Permission to find a bar down there? He grins. Just joking. I know I don't need to ask. He winks and follows Bliss. Wellspring, the base of the Lotic Syndicate. As you look out across this icy surface, you remember Malik, the captain whose ship you saved and for whom you surveyed the ice asteroid. You also remember how he promised to repay you for your actions should you ever cross paths again. Perhaps Wellspring is a good place for you to make that happen. After all, if Seraphim's sister is here, surely the Lotic Syndicate would be the best place to find her. Oh, something all the way over here. It's a settlement. You can hack Lotic comms? Sure, you can wander, but the Lotic Syndicate runs this place. Surely you can learn everything you need to know by tuning into their chatter. Oh, okay. Well, it's pretty dangerous if you don't have the 100% Alright. Amazing, this place supplies most of the belt's water. Bliss looks across the cutwater at the workers in their distinctive yellow gear. No wonder the syndicate runs like a corporation. You look at those gathered in the low-ceilinged bar, gathered around cushioned couches and low magnetic tables, their voices bouncing off the metal walls. All of them wear Lotic clothing, a mark of their status as contractors for the Belt's most powerful syndicate. At the far side of the bar, you spot Eugen, perched at a magnetic table with a bunch of miners. He appears to be playing some sort of local dice game. Although given the amount of alcohol involved, it's hard to tell if gambling or drinking is the focus. You look back at Bliss, who is watching another group quietly discuss something serious in the opposite corner. Lotic gets the job done. Bliss turns back to the bar and sips their drink through his metal straw. Well, that's the thing. I've been looking around Chasm Row, searching components in the markets. Down there, people don't seem so happy. Bliss meets your eye. There's been a lot of talk of contracts. It seems Lotic's been locking down its workers, giving the war in the inner system as an excuse. They play with their metal straws, swirling the orbs of liquid in their sealed glass. The pressure is building, Sleeper. We shouldn't hang around here much longer, they sigh. We need to give Seraphim time. Well, Bliss raises an eyebrow. It sounds like I'm not the only outsider who's been hanging out in Chasm Row. I heard someone complaining about a rude young man asking too many questions. Bliss smiles. Who else could that be? They laugh. That's the place to start, if you want to find our boy. They said he was asking about Rhyme Market, but I have no idea what that is. Bliss looks out across the bar. Definitely a touchy subject for locals, though. Oh, there now. Bliss nods. I'll finish my drink. They smile. Let me know how that goes. You leave the cutwater, shouldering your way through a crowd of boisterous contractors. There is a conspiratorial mood to the conversations now that Bliss has mentioned it, and you wonder what all the talk is about. Oh, are they about to revolt against the Syndicate? You hear a bellowing laugh from Eugen as you slip out the door. Better leave him to it. You feel the sudden cold as you leave the steaming bar and enter one of the icy passages cut into the asteroid itself. All this water in the hands of a single Syndicate. If something goes wrong here, the belt will die of thirst long before the war reaches it. You can recycle water, though. I mean, it doesn't go away. You turn up the collar of your jacket against the cold and head for Chasm Row. Okay, good. Okay, let's fill our fuel. Oh, it feels pretty cheap here. I'll buy some supplies, though. Oh god, we have to use Intuit? I really don't like using Intuit. You know, Lotic pass to get past there. Okay. Freaking -2. Alright. Supplies are about the same here. Oh, you lose money when you, okay. Well. You only get 8 cryo for that? Buy a meal. Wow, 18 is pretty expensive actually. Okay, well, the engage might be better. Oh, and the whatchamacallit doesn't. The whatchamacallit doesn't. There's no hunt. There's no hunt thing for you. Damn. Okay. All right. I'm kind of running low on money though. The markers of Chasm Row have become familiar in the past cycles. Their steaming orange lit depths, the consistent condensation on each unit's windows, the gleam of the amber workers' suits, each contributing to the particular atmosphere of this buried city. But among this, you have noticed other details too. The freelance crews on a hunt for illicit tech, the conversing workers who drop to a whisper when you pass, the light flickering up through floor grates, suggesting ever deeper layers. These are the details you have followed to the Rhine Market, a place discussed in hushed tones in dimly lit rooms, and as you drift towards what you know to be one of its entrances, the door bursts open in front of you. A large, dark bundle glides out of the door and impacts the metal wall of the passage with an echoing bang, but your eyes are drawn by the imposing figure that hovers in the doorway, bracing himself on the frame. Stay out of the Rhine Market, rat. The man sends an orb of spit spinning after the bundle. The bundle unfolds, you suddenly recognize Seraphim, winded but straining up to go back for more. Okay. You rush in front of Seraphim as he prepares to kick off, determined back into the fight. At the sight of your determined face, his brewing anger is halted and a confused look crosses his face. Sleeper, what are you doing? Seraphim exhales in frustration, his anger fading, replaced by the stinging pain of his injuries. You watch a perfectly round blob of blood form at the bottom of his nose. Want to explain what's happening? For the record, the man folds his arms. This one started it. He looks between the two of you, snooping around our meeting like a rat. You see his sharp eyes recalculating the situation since your arrival. I wasn't snooping. I'm looking for someone, Seraphim glares. If you'd taken 1 minute to talk to me before throwing a punch, maybe you would have got that. The man scratches at his beard, squinting at Seraphim. Say I believe you. What were you doing at the meeting, then? Missing persons ain't our business. All I heard, this is where the Logic contractors meet, Seraphim sighs. I don't like you hearing that. Not at all. And I'm going to need to ask you who told you that later. He straightens up. But yeah, this is where the contractors meet. As if that's anything to you. The person I'm looking for is a contractor. Seraphim's frustration rises again. She uses the cover name Luz. He pauses, a desperation entering his voice. Please, I think she might be my sister. Something changes in the man's stance. Holds up a massive hand to silence Seraphim and looks down the passage in both directions. Not here. He retreats through the door. Get in. As you both enter, he reaches past you and slams the metal door behind, spinning the locking wheel in one hand. I'm Kirk. He grunts, pointing himself with a thick thumb. Contractors are my concern, but Logic catches us discussing contracts out here? Shakes his head. He turns and leads you down the passage. You pass an open door, and you glance inside to see a group gathered in a circle, all of them in workers' clothes. They're speaking in hushed voices. One of them exchanges a nod with Kirk. Oh, are they about to mutiny? They're about to mutiny Logic? Let's not interrupt the meeting anymore, shall we? He glares playfully at Seraphim, who remains silent. Kirk leads you to the side of a massive vertical metal pipe, with a rough hole cut in the side. He beckons you both inside. You descend through the pipe in silence and darkness. Suddenly, you come out through the ceiling of a wide and low hall. As far as you can see, crooked stalls and makeshift shelters dot the grilled floor, lit by scavenged lanterns and light strips. Steam drifts up through the grates, concealing the room so you cannot see the walls. Welcome to the Rhine Market. Kirk gestures a thick hand at the ramshackle interior. Logic doesn't know about this place. He smiles. Let's get a drink. He leads you off to a nearby stall with a set of improvised stools welded to the floor in front. He hooks his leg onto one, and you and Seraphim follow suit. He holds up 3 fingers to the stall's owner and has a drink in a straw-pierced packet is handed to each of you. Seraphim looks skeptically at the drink. We're friends now or something? Look. Kiss. Kirk takes a sip. I'm not going to apologize for putting you on your arse. That's on you. But like I said, I represent the contractors. And if someone is part of the family, shrugs his massive shoulders, then they deserve to at least be heard out. Let Seraphim speak. Enough. You know a lose. I saw it in your eyes. Seraphim glares at him. Where is she? Describe her. Kirk leans back on his stool. I'm not giving you anything more until you prove she's your sister. Seraphim closes his eyes. Dark hair, used to wearing long and messy, bright eyes, broad shoulders. See a little twitch around his eyes as he recalls. Tough but kind, tattoos, nervous laugh. He opens his eyes and glares at Kirk. That enough? Oh, Kirk sniffs. Yeah, that's her. You feel almost something jump in Seraphim, an almost imperceptible tension rising. It's her, his sister. Luz? Kirk speaks slowly, drinking between, or whatever her real name is one of the contractors here. She's part of the most recent contracts Loctic registered. That means... Just tell me where she is, Seraphim demands, his impatience getting the better of him. As I was saying, Kirk gives Seraphim a pointed look, those new contractors are restricted to the pit head. In fact, that is what we were discussing when you interrupted our meeting. Seraphim looks away in frustration but holds his tongue. Since the war, the Loctic Syndicate has been trying to lock down Wellspring. They went from a loose association of mining groups to an autocracy, and started enforcing contracts with some seriously overreaching terms. Your sister? She's on one of those contracts. Loctic are acting like they own her and the others, because according to their contracts, they do. Which is exactly what we want to do something about. This cycle. He forcefully taps the bar with a finger. We are voting on strike action and a full blockade of Flotsam. We will bring the Syndicate to the table, too. Seraphim knocks his drink away and kicks off from the table, disappearing into the market. Let's deal with Kirk. Kirk watches Seraphim go with a disappointed look in his eyes. Your friend will go to the Loctic Syndicate, I know it. He sips from his drink. They won't help him there. Kirk's bright eyes meet yours. The Syndicate will do nothing for him, or for you. Trust me. I want to help you, Sleeper. I want to help your friend, but I need your help in return. Okay? What happens? Places a plastic pass card into your hand. It glints with the mark of the Loctic Syndicate. A blurry ID photo laminated into its transparent interior. This will get you into the pithead. You can see for yourself what's happening there. Don't follow your friend to Loctic. Go to the pithead. Find Luz yourself. He meets your eye. When you do, come back to me and we can discuss how to free her and everyone else like her. If you go to Loctic, if you meet with them, I can't help you. Oh, we have to pick? You must choose. You catch up with Seraphim in the bustle of Rhyme Market along the steaming crowds. I can't have been the only one who saw his pitch coming a mile off. Seraphim is bristling with anger. What kind of idiots does he think we are? Is that what this is about? This is about getting my sister out of whatever mess she's gotten into. Seraphim starts to push through the crowd towards the exit tunnel. We need to speak to Loctic. Forget those clowns. These clowns. He shows us the way forward. We don't need to get tied up in this. We just need to get her out. Seraphim forges on ahead and you get caught in the crowd behind him. As he disappears from view, he curses in patience. You float there for a moment, buffeted by passing people, clutching onto the Loctic pass, trying to decide what to do next. Oh, we actually have to have a choice now. Okay. Let's, Alright, let's see the Loctic pass. Oh, they don't even look at the pass. Okay, it's a good thing we have Endure. Ooh, okay, hold on. Alright, definitely don't want to go danger with that stuff. Oh, you could buy rare components. Interesting. Is there something you can have an easy shot with? Sneak a meal. Oh, get some free food. Oh, okay. I don't know. I don't think negotiating with them is gonna help. I mean... Well, hopefully I don't lose an energy from this. Okay, 8 cryos, not very much. We are running, definitely losing some money here. Okay. Okay. Alright, I think we found her, maybe? The shaft descends towards a sump in the depths of the pit. Here, the air is freezing cold. To prevent the ice from melting into globules of floating air. If your breath carried water, you will be able to see it in the air, but the absence of steam in each exhalation only serves to remind you of your own strangeness. Not that anyone else notices. The workers' heads are low. Their eyes are fixed on their work, shuttling chunks of ice and tools up and down the shaft. At the end of the nearby tunnels, you see the bright sparks of ice cutting in progress. Slabs hanging in the air in that strange way they do in Zero-G. Some loose memories of the time before Darkside, before Lane, before Freedom come to your mind. The familiarity of the cold, the sparks, the endless toil. It chills you more than the packed ice on either side of you ever could. You reach the bottom of the shaft, a metal grill marking the terminus. It squeals as you push open the barred door set into it, and safety lights flicker on, lighting up glittering ice particles all around in their hard beams. It is as if all the stars are held dear in this cavern. As your eyes adjust, the massive space comes into focus. It seems to have no up or down, just countless dark shafts and terraced pits cut into its side. All around, silhouetted by their work lights, contractors cut and haul and gather. This is where those locked-in workers are being held, caught in a contract clause that permits an endless shift. The atmosphere is grim. At the center of the cavern floats a construction of welded-together habitation units. A heavy twist of cable stretches from this improvised structure past you and up the shaft behind it, tethering it to a central power. On each of the 6 sides of this strange apartment block, a set of struts project outward, bracing the construction against the cavern walls. The block itself is wrapped in insulation, clad in protective plates. It glows with small apertures and lights. You approach the nearest entrance. Everything is bitten by rust, by decay. If the bars on the entrance weren't a clear enough indicator, it's obvious now that this place is a prison. The door scissors open, letting out a blast of warm air. You quickly duck inside and it seals rapidly behind you. The cramped interior passage glows warmly, but its ragged condition keeps it from feeling cozy. You follow the corridor, ducking beneath hanging wires and loose insulation. This is where you were told you will find Luz, or whatever her real name is. You come out into a communal mess. Counters and food preparation units fitted into the walls. Cushioned stools and couches scattered around. A couple of contractors are stretched out into space, one of them snoring loudly in the corner, another sipping from a food packet on the stool. Well, you met her. Suddenly, a door on the far side opens out into the cavern, letting in a flurry of ice shards that quickly become scattered orbs of water. You watch the figure as they glide into the warm light of the interior, with their dark hair and bright eyes, and know this is who you were looking for. You meet eyes with her, and something sparks in that dull and cloying room. It's as if she recognizes you. Sleeper? She looks in a haze, her hair stuck to her forehead with sweat, her eyes still adjusting to the interior. Luz? She nods slowly. You see her scan you, taking in your clothes, the way you hold yourself, your face. For a moment you feel exposed, aware of your damaged vinyl skin, your industrial markings, your doll-like features. You feel the familiar sense of being objectified, but also something warmer below it, a recognition of what you are. She blinks, exhales, and shakes her head, realizing she is mistaken. Give me a sec, alright? I just finished cutting 100 cubic feet of meters of ice. She pulls down her hood. Haven't seen you down here before. They just contract you or something? Tension drops, but you get the feeling she isn't quite looking at you. She crosses to a food unit and pulls out a packet, slotting into a warmer. She thumbs it on. First sleeper I've seen in a long while. She doesn't take her eyes off the slowly warming food. You'll do okay down here. I know you folks are tough and stick with a job. That's good. The rest I can show you, once I've eaten. She laughs a little to herself. I'm here with her brother. My brother? She pauses, her eyes not leaving the warmer. I think you have me confused with someone else. Now we need to talk. Turns to face you and you see a wet shine to her eye. What are you going on about? You realize what you need to tell her. Seraphim is on. The warmer chimes, just to let her know the food pack is ready, but she doesn't seem to know. Seraphim? She takes a ragged breath, then steadies herself. Here? Not here, at the cut. She nods and shakes her head. Well, if he trusts you with his name, I guess I should trust you with mine. She comes closer. I'm Tala. She smiles a warm smile. Now where's my idiot brother? I'll take you. She laughs nervously. Sorry, this is not what I was expecting on my lunch break. Tala suddenly seems to to take on some energy. She glances towards the corridor behind you and the door at the end. I sure hope you have a plan, Sleeper, because they do not want us locked-in contractors getting out. She moves towards the corridor. There's security in the shaft, then again at the pit head. You must have passed through a checkpoint at the entrance, too. I doubt we can bypass all those. She turns back, grabs her food pack, and smiles at you, and shepherds you towards the corridor. You can run a distraction, maybe? Or is Sarah on that already? Your son slightly taken aback our sudden change. We don't actually. A blaring alarm sounds inside the habitation module, loud enough to wake the sleeping contractors to start. You and Tala exchange glances. Surely this can't be for you. Tala rushes down the corridor and tears open the door at the far end, with you following close behind. The ice scatters, glittering the interior light. The cavern's in chaos. You see dark-suited Lotic security wrestling with contractors, lit by flashing red lights. More contractors are coming in through the door in the grill you enter from, carrying bulky equipment. The equipment is blurring out a voice, Kirk's voice, echoing around the cavern. A look of panic crosses Tala's face. A general strike is now in effect. All contractors should down tools and hold in place. Extraction will cease until our terms are met. Kirk's voice distorts and shifts. We have blockaded all traffic to and from Wellspring. We seek the resignation of the Syndicate's leadership and for the new Workers' Council to be installed in its place. This cycle, we will shut down the shaft. Any worker not willing to strike should leave now. There is a screech of noise and the message begins repeating. You watch as the security are pushed back towards the grill, outnumbered by the gathering workers. Tal looks to you for guidance. What do you want to do? Tal looks around the cavern, the red light reflecting in her wide eyes. She sighs. I need to stay. I won't abandon the others. What about Seraphim? Tell my brother what's happening. Tell him I'm not leaving until all of us are free. Tala backs away, glancing over her shoulder at the others. You see them gathering their tools and taking them to be locked away in the cab module. I need to see this through, Sleeper, and you need to go. Find Seraphim. Do what you can from out there. Help us change this place. And with that, she turns and glides off towards the others. You turn and head for the grill as quickly as you can, the way now cleared by the contractors. The handful of Lotic security pushed back up to somewhere near the pit head. As you ascend, other contractors shooting you dark looks as you do. You realize you have to speak with Kirk. You find Kirk at the pit head, directing contractors to barricade the entry points to the mine. So you took my advice. Good, Kirk smiles. We're glad to have you as an ally here, Sleeper. What happens now? The Syndicate was arrogant. They did not believe we could do this. Kirk gestures towards the contractors welding plating across the checkpoints. But we far outnumber them. Their monopoly ends here. Why do this now? The Syndicate's monopoly over the Belt's water supply has only been strengthened by the war. If we do not resist their exploitation now, it will be too late. Oh, got some foresight there. Kirk leads you a little way away from the contractors. If you want to free those like Seraphin's sister, I will need your help. We have ships, but not many, and the Syndicate has tankers in operation. Our blockade is not complete. The debris field between here and the far spindle remains open. We need another tanker to occupy and dissuade the Syndicate from trying to pass. All our ships are in use, but your ship and your crew could help us take a tanker and secure the blockade. You want us to storm a tanker? This will not be an assault. Kirk puts a hand on your shoulder. The tanker, the Headstream, has been held outside Wellspring for many cycles. The crew is tired and sympathetic to our cause. We'll just give them a nudge. Your ship will pose as an in-distress trader trapped inside the debris field. When the Headstream is obliged to rescue, we will board and encourage the crew to take control. You want to incite a mutiny? Trust me when I say that their captain does not deserve his charge. This is a liberation. I'll consider. Consider your options carefully, Sleeper. He smiles. Do you think the Syndicate wants anything to do with you now? They have been watching me, and so they know about you. Suddenly, Kirk puts two fingers in his mouth and blasts out a shrill whistle. A contractor quickly approaches with a large box, the front marked by screens and dials, and the back by loose cables. You'll need this HasNav unit. Well, hey, we actually needed the HasNav unit. That works out perfectly well for us to navigate the debris field. He nods at the contractor. Jens here will install it on your ship. Consider it a gift from our cause to yours. He nods once more and Jens passes by you, heading for the lift to the docking ring with your new module. I will provide the Headstream's coordinates. He moves away towards the contractors, still working on the checkpoints, and I will wait for your word. You leave the pithead behind, your mind racing. You do not know how you have ended up in the middle of all this, but you know that it will be up to you to pilot your way out. Sleeper. Seraphim comes up the passage towards you. What's happening? I heard the pithead is being taken over by Kirk's guys? This, you realize, will take a lot of explaining. Oh, we got a new local crew. What local crew? Can you see what local crew? Oh, I guess not. Okay. Complete the contract. Okay. Alright. We just gonna, I guess we'll just go for it then, right? Headstream. Shit, we gotta pass a freaking speech check. We gotta convince them that the headstream is holding in the debris field on Syndicate orders. Kirk believes it is the perfect target for a mutiny, if your crew can get on board and inspire one. Oh boy. Okay. Oh, Kirk's coming with. He has the exact same skills as freaking Eugen, though. Okay. Like, it's so hard to get a hacker. The headstream looms large in the cockpit windows as it comes to a stop. I can't believe you talked me into this Seraphim size. This is not a good plan. Convincing Seraphim to take Kirk out to this Lotic freighter wasn't exactly easy. But with the pithead on lockdown, there really weren't any other options. A voice crackles over Seraphim's terminal, loud enough to hear, but quiet enough that you can't pick out what's being said. Say something. You resist the urge to ask. The tension in the cockpit is palpable, all you aware that this ruse could fall apart at any moment. Seraphim. You look behind to see Kirk, floating by at the doorway. You keep him talking, alright? Seraphim flicks the comm switch and begins speaking to the Lotic ship, thanking them for responding to the distress signal. Trying his best to play the part of the nervous trainer suffering an engine failure in the debris field. Kirk jerks his head for you to follow him into the corridor, and you unclip from your seat and float out behind him. If it's okay with you, I'm going to play the captain on this one. His flat stare suggests he isn't asking for permission. Appreciate it. Let me tell you how this is going to go. He starts moving down the airlock and you follow as he talks. The headstream has been holding here, cycle after cycle, while Wellspring tries to quash our little rebellion. Smells at the idea. Now, the blockade is in effect. Well, they'll know they have to hold out for longer still, while the messages from Lotic operations get less and less frequent. Stops by the lockers, swapping his Lotic uniform for an old flight jacket. This is a ship full of tired, unhappy, underpaid, and underfed workers. You both arrive in the airlock. We just have to nudge their anger in the right direction. There's a hiss as the airlock cycles. Lotic are coming aboard. Kirk catches your eye and gives you a wink. Lambert, cold Lotic captain. The airlock's doors scissor open, revealing a drained-looking Lotic captain flanked by security officers. Lambert, head of the captain of the headstream. He presents himself immediately, but with little enthusiasm. We have been in communication with our pilot, and our docking has requested to provide support. He looks between you and Kirk, his eyes linger on you a little too long. No doubt taking in a strange vinyl skin, dark glowing eyes, and doll-like face of your frame. He directs his attention to Kirk. How fares your crew? Thank you, Captain. You notice the immediate change in Kirk, his deflated posture and softer speech. We're surviving as best we can, but now do you come to our rescue? He sighs and holds out an eager hand to Lambert. We are very grateful indeed. Lambert limply shakes Kirk's hand. Not to worry. The Lotic Syndicate takes the stewardship of Wellspring and the surrounding environs seriously. It is our duty to offer aid to traders and travelers alike. I'm afraid we don't have much to offer by way of supplies. Our stores have been depleted by our long posting here, but your crew is free to enter our ship and make use of its facilities while you make repairs. Kirk continues playing the submissive captain, nodding enthusiastically and uttering a stream of thank yous. You feel like he's pushing it a little, though. Though Lambert seems to be paying the minimum of attention to him. Suddenly, he turns a sharp eye on you. Your pilot did mention you had a sleeper aboard. Stay silent. Kirk quickly responds, apologies. They are such a good worker and quiet too. We sometimes forget they are even there. Perhaps, if your ship is in need of maintenance, you can borrow them for a few cycles? Lambert eyes you more brazenly now, taking Kirk's lead as permission to indulge his curiosity. Yes, his eyes trace the tear in the thick skin of your arm. Perhaps it could be of use to us. Kirk smiles. I'll send them to speak with your crew. I'm sure they can direct the sleeper to appropriate tasks. Oh, they love that, Lambert jokes. They're a work-shy bunch, this lot. I'm sure they'd be eager for a slave. The word sets you on edge. We're happy to serve, Kirk bows. After all, we owe you our safety. Very good. Lambert suddenly seems bored, or tired, or both. Tell your crew they are free to cross the docking bay tunnel then. He pauses. But remind them that no funny business will be tolerated. He smiles a sharp smile. I have matters to attend to. Lambert turns. See you later, Captain. And with that, Lambert heads back down the tunnel, still flanked by two silent security officers. Kirk waits until he's out of sight to turn to you. Good. Well held, sleeper. He lets out a breath. I thought from the look in your eye you were going to knock him out. He chuckles. I'd love to. I bet. Kirk stares down the corridor, but don't you worry. We're going to pay him back for all that very soon. Kirk squeezes your shoulder. Shall we go meet this crew? See what their opinions are on Lotik's administration? He smiles broadly. With a captain like that, I doubt they'll be very positive. Oh, okay. Oh, this is the job. Shit, but this is a people person job then. Oh, you can sabotage engines. Okay. No, he's not good at that. Can he interface? Damn, nobody can interface. Okay. Is he good at Intuit? I wonder. Damn, nobody on this. Oh, actually no. Hold on. He's decent at Intuit actually. I don't have Engage, right? Oh wow, we are really gonna work on this. We're working on this ship here. Okay, do we have to do 3 things, or? Okay. Should I stress it? I don't think you want the dangerous stuff. Okay. Okay. We're just gonna turn them all against our captain. No one is into it though. Oh, even he doesn't have interface. Nobody has interface. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Hold on. New crisis active. What's happening? Oh, it's over here. The Headstream crew has started sending updates on the growing tensions to Wellspring. This is trouble. Okay. Oh, we cut their comms? Okay. We dealt with it. Alright, I think we have enough supplies, we'll just end the cycle. It's better than that than take the risk. Oh, but their dice are real bad though. I think I'll just push. Okay. Okay, we need 2 more. I think I'll just take the stress, right? I don't know if we should stall this out. The dice are super bad here. I really hope I don't have to do all this, because that's like, yeah, that's super bad. Gauge. Okay, that's the neutral outcome. Oh, yeah, man. Okay. No. Yeah, I don't have it engaged, it's the problem. Oh shit, yeah, we're gonna... Once we do that, the security's gonna lock down. Might get into it, I guess. I'll play more carefully once it's close to triggering the next emergency, whatever, right? Probably better. Okay. Ugh. We're going to spend a couple of cycles here. Oh my god, why are their dice so bad? Okay, we did one of them. Do we only need one of these? Oh, okay, no, we just need to turn 3 of the crews against them. Okay. Okay, okay. Oh, we're gonna have to do... Oh, we have to do all of them? That's annoying. Don't have an interface. It has to be Intuit. I guess I'll push. Right? No. Maybe we don't need that yet. Oh, I just feel so bad. Okay, okay. Well, he does have Intuit. Okay. Okay. Shit. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Okay, okay. Alright, let's just blame it out. Fuck, we might cause the next problem event. Okay. I got 2 supplies left though. Well, we have 2 5s here. No, I think, okay, hold on. I think this one's the more danger one, right? Yeah, no, I have nobody who's good at that. So it's gonna be a problem. Okay. No. Oh boy. Crisis active. Oh my god, once again it's interface. I'm gonna push. Oh my god, okay. Each of these will give me 1 stress per cycle, but the problem is, if I try to deal with this, it might cause more stress, is the thing. Right? 50% neutral, 50% negative. It's bad. I'll take the 1 stress. Oh my god, it's looking real bad. Okay. Maybe we could just finish and ignore the crisis. Does that give 3? No, I need 1 more. Okay, that's 2. Alright, that just leaves the hardest one is the problem. Well, I have the 6s though. Oh, did we do it? No, I still need 1 more pip. I guess I can push again. Okay. That's exactly enough for 1 more. Alright, we got all the support. Kirk rushes into the bay you were crossing. It's all kicking off, Sleeper. A wild gleam in his eyes. Lambert's lost control. He guides you through the headstream, a ship you have become surprisingly familiar with over the past few cycles. Perhaps it's the influence of getting to know the crew and their complaints around Lambert and the Syndicate, but its twisting corridors, thick pipes, and cold metal have taken on an oppressive feel, cycle by cycle, hour by hour. Now, as the shouts of conflict echo down the corridor ahead, where a room glows with the warm light of the galley, you feel that oppressive pow being scraped away, replaced with some new and exciting quality. Enough! Lambert's shout echoes like a shot as you enter the crowded galley. From what you can tell, more than half the crew have crowded into the space and are clumped around, some perched on the side units. I order you to return to your stations. Lambert floats slightly above the crowd, his hands held up in a gesture of futile calming or nervous surrender. You see him glance over his shoulder and tracing his view. You see security officers tensely gathered at the back of the room. More Kirk. You turn to Kirk, ready to indicate the massed security, but you are met with a wide smile that makes you pause. Just wait. Kirk winks, and you turn to see security moving through the crowd. If you will not retreat willingly, I will have no other choice than to use force. Lambert's voice breaks with anger. Disperse! You watch as the guards form up behind Lambert, and then one of them moves forward and grabs him, forcing his arm behind his back. The act is met with a raucous cheer from the assembled crew, and a yell from Lambert himself. He is forced through the crowd, who part in jeer, heading directly for the corridor from which you entered. When Lambert is close, Kirk nods to the security officer holding him, and they stop. Lambert looks up in confusion and stares directly into Kirk's grin. You are officially removed from duty as captain of the Headstream, on the authority of the Wellspring Workers Alliance. Kirk's tone is direct and clipped. This is done with the authority of a majority ballot of your crew. Workers Alliance? You have no authority. You're pirates. Lambert spits at Kirk. There will be consequences. On that, we agree. Kirk nods to the security officers, and they wrench a struggling Lambert from the room. Kirk watches Lambert go, determination set in his heavy brow. Hope this doesn't go to your head. They did this. Kirk gestures towards the elated crew milling around the room. This is their victory. Lambert can enjoy the hospitality of his own brig. Kirk pats you on the back. We have a celebration to muster. The galley erupts in liberated joy, and soon drinks and food are passed around from a stash Lambert had been asking for the quartermaster to keep back for his own use. You settle on the counter and look on as the crew celebrates. You watch as Kirk moves effortlessly through the room, giving and receiving thanks in equal measure. Despite his intimidating appearance, you see in him something softer coming to the surface. Something reserved for those he has struggled alongside, fresh allies or old friends to him. After celebrations have died down, and the crew have retreated to make plans for supporting the blockade, holding out on what they have, Kirk approaches you. Not toasting the victory? He offers you a transparent bag of ship-brewed moonshine. To the crew of the Headstream, Kirk smiles. To our comrades. I think it's time we return to Wellspring. He looks off towards the last crew members leaving the room. We've done our job. You don't want to stay? This is their ship, he sighs. I need to return to our council. You suddenly notice how exhausted Kirk looks, his eyes dark and hooded. He looks down toward the scuffed floor. Did well here. He smiles weakly. We certainly stirred something up. He pauses. I don't want to overthink it. Lambert is right. Retaliation will come. He looks around the room. I hope they will be ready when it does. He sighs a heavy sigh. Kirk takes a deep breath and lets it out slow. The struggle goes on. Definitely some communism ideology here. He pushes off from the counter and heads towards the docking bridge. You take a moment before you follow, your mind drifting to the crew and the struggle they have ahead. As you do, a small and perhaps unfair part of you thinks, well, that's life in the belt. Alright, we didn't do too badly there. Yeah, didn't do too badly. Lost some supplies, that's man. The cut thrums with tension. This steaming city and its brash inhabitants have quieted. Not to silence, but to a low rumble of conversation. The blockade is holding. The syndicate is waning, and everywhere there are plans to be made. You and Seraphim float idly in Chasm Row, many stories deep in this wound of Wellspring's side, waiting on Kirk, not far from the first place you met. A meeting Seraphim still has lingering bruises from. Kirk is somewhere inside, and like every Lotic contractor, he's making plans. Even before you arrived back in Wellspring, he had hijacked the rig's transmitter to speak with his fellow conspirators and make arrangements for his arrival. Watching Kirk's plot unfold made you realize that, despite your involvement, in the end you were just a subsidiary part of the struggle. A chaotic outside actor, with effect but no real influence. Now, waiting for Kirk's return, you feel a little solace in that you aren't ready to be dragged into another struggle, not yet. You still have your freedom to win, and looking at Seraphim next to you, you know that he does too. Alright, we're on. Kirk comes out of a passage nearby, nodding to the two of you to follow. He leads you both into the Rhine Market passageways, this time not to the steaming market hall that lies beneath the deepest streets, but to a cramped room, walled with pipes and rusted panels. Just a little longer. He nods to you both. Hold here. He exchanges a serious look with you before pushing off and gliding back out of the room. You watch Kirk go, the relationship having settled into a quiet and mutual respect. His eyes are on bigger things now. Workers' councils and contract negotiations, and you know that. Perhaps one cycle ahead, you will find a moment to drink together once again and discuss everything that has happened. For now, Kirk has other things on his mind. Seraphim settles again. You shoot him a look, but his focus is elsewhere. His eyes glazed over. You fold your arms and wait. Sarah? Tala enters so quietly that in the dim room you barely notice her. She shoots you a look and a smile as she enters. Thank you, she bows, silently, and then turns her attention to her brother. Tala. Seraphim says her name like a sigh, like an exhale. Shaking his head, his eyes already shining with uncontrollable emotion. She rushes across the room, flying into Seraphim at speed. They embrace, softly spinning in the dust and dark, their fingers dug into each other's backs. They separate, a couple of pristine spheres of briny tears spinning away through the air as they do. You're safe, Seraphim nods, taking a breath. I'm safe. She smiles reassuringly, settling him. And in this settling, this gesture of care, you see a whole network of signs and secrets. Tala is the calm, the Seraphim storm, the big sister who eases his heart. She looks him up and down. You are so big, Sarah. She laughs at her own statement. You've grown up. Tries to make it sound approving rather than patronizing. You're just the same, sister. Seraphim shakes his head, calling me big but making me feel small. The moment the statement leaves his lips, you feel a chill in the room, and you aren't sure if he meant it. Tala flinches a little, hurt but not wanting to show it. I came to find you. Tala tries again. I needed to find you. Seraphim looks torn, and you see in him something you have come to recognize, the slow and careful raising of his defenses. Why now? He looks away. It's been a long time, Tala. Mom and Dad finally decided they want me to come home? A ripple of emotion runs through Tala, one she can't hide. Sarah. After you left, they're gone. She sighs. I thought you would have. She struggles to find the words. It's been a long time. It has. Seraphim sets his face into a stern look of control, but you know he's raging inside. And in this moment, you feel closer to him than you have felt in a while. Tala folds her arms, trying to regain a little control of the exchange. It's good to see you, Sarah. So good. You know what's coming, and you see Seraphim brace for it too. But I can't leave with you. She looks pained. This isn't easy for her either. Seraphim can only nod, a dulling acceptance watching over him. I wanted to find you, and I have. And I can see you're strong and well, and shoots you a glance. You have your life here. But the people here, the other contractors, they were the ones who found me, who have kept me going since I ended up here, desperate and alone. She smiles warmly. It's not that I owe them, it's that they are my family too. She gently places a hand on his shoulder. I know you understand this. She smiles at you. We all find our families out there. Seraphim smiles a rare smile, his eyes wet. We do, sister. He embraces her again. They separate and Tala turns her attention to you. I know you'll take care of my brother, Sleeper. She smiles. I saw it in your eyes when you came to the pithead. She approaches and puts a hand on your shoulder. I can see you're building something of value on that ship of yours. Thank you. She nods gently and takes her hand away. She folds her arms again, her sense of control returning. There is a wisdom and experience to Tala that brings a certain calm to you, and you feel that now. Will you two be staying here a while, or... Tala looks between you and Seraphim. Seraphim cuts in before you can answer. Not long, he smiles. We have our own freedom to find. Tala nods. Just be aware, you're free to pass the blockade, but after that, she sighs, Wellspring is going to be locked down for a little while, at least until Kirk can establish his council. Next time you come, she smiles proudly, this will be a very different place. Hearing Tala say this, you suddenly see the authority in her, and realize that one of those council seats may well have her name on it. You look between the two of them and realize they'd have years to catch up on, and they'd probably rather do that without you watching. You nod to them and slip out of the room, a lilting conversation starting up in the moment you leave. As you follow the twisting corridors back up to Chasm Row, you smile to yourself at the thought of Tala and Seraphim, reunited at last. Hope this whole adventure will make Seraphim a little less moody, even though you know deep down it'll probably make him worse. On your way into the rig, you pass a tired-looking Eugen. We heading out? He sighs. Because I'm not sure I've got another shit left to wager. How much did you lose? He squints at his fingers for a second, making calculations. Too much, he shrugs. Gonna strap myself in for a nap. He disappears into the berths. Later in the cycle, Seraphim quickly comes back to the rig. He immediately settles himself in the cockpit and starts running diagnostics on the engine. He looks up as you enter and shoots you a smile. Good to see you up here, Sleeper. I'm getting her ready to head out. How you doing? I'm good, Sleeper. Really good. He flicks a sequence of switches. Sleeper. Seraphim turns to face you. Thank you. He smiles. I appreciate you bringing us all the way out here. I won't forget it. Will Tala be okay? She's found a place here, and I'm really happy for her. He looks away out of the cockpit windows at Wellspring. She always was the responsible one, and I always was the one running away. I guess some things never change. Seraphim quietly watches the diagnostics complete, a subtle smile on his lips. One thing's for sure, we've been here too long. Seraphim meets your eyes, and we've been seen by too many people. Wellspring may be far out of Utsubo territory, but I'm sure Lane will find a way to reach his nasty claws out here, given enough time. Let's not give him the chance. Wait, do you have to leave right now? Hey guys? Bliss's voice echoes up the passage into the cockpit. They lean in the door, looking between the two of you. Two contractors just dumped a load of fuel outside our ship, said it was a gift. You and Seraphim look at each other. Gotta be Kirk. Seraphim gets up. It's either a thank you, or his way of telling us to get going. Oh, but I already filled up right now. Seraphim kicks off and glides out the cockpit. Hey, so... Bliss smiles. While you two have been busy, so have I. Been looking at the rig's drive, and I reckon it's due an upgrade. We'll need engine components. Quite a few, so keep an eye out. Bliss shrugs. Shipyards tend to be a good place to look. Thanks, Bliss. Anytime. Better go help Seraphim with that fuel. As Bliss leaves the cockpit, you find yourself lost in thought, considering your next step while the icy expanse of Wellspring glitters below. You're free to leave Wellspring. We now have a HazNav unit installed, and can freely travel through debris fields on the belt map. Okay, can I upgrade my engine now? Oh, rig engine, okay. Oh. Oh, you need 8. Shoot, I gotta find some. I gotta find. Okay. Oh, gotta buy supplies too. Shoot. Well, actually, let's do the engine first before we. Ah, oh, damn it! All these rare components. Okay. You could buy engine parts from the previous place, right? I think maybe. can't do any of this stuff. Shit. Can't get any engine parts? Shit. I saw you could buy it from previous one. Let me see. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just do the make a decent amount of cryo and then we'll pretty decent amount of cryo. Okay. Guess we'll just fill supplies then. Okay. So we can cut through the field to Flotsam now. If we want. No, it's too much. Alright, let's go back there. I think there was some place to buy engines. There might have been at Flotsam. Where'd they go? Didn't exactly choose it. Maybe that was true when we first got out, but I think we've been choosing it since. I mean, even if we want to keep going the way we have been, we've run out of belt. Beyond Wellspring, it's mostly rocks and emaciated scavengers. And well, I'm a city boy at heart. Not only that, Seraphim meets your eye. We've been building something here, Sleeper. The crew, the ship. He smiles. Hell, we just got this Hasnav suite for free. He dumps the new unit on top of the flight console. What I'm asking is, how do you feel about taking Lane on? Want to go to war with Subo? Not war, he smiles, but something else. You've seen what's happening in Wellspring, what's Hull is doing. Shakes his head. Kirk is a fool, but he's onto something. Get on the inside, organize, undermine. That I can get on board with. He's changed. Seraphim shrugs. Maybe I have, he winks. Maybe I'm just bored of hiding out on the edge of everything. Just think about it, Sleeper. We find a way back into the dark side quietly. We make some connections. We start something running. Turns back to the console. It'll be one hell of a thing. Usubo are ruthless. The way they run Darkseid, there's gotta be plenty of people fed up with them. Seraphim shrugs, and they've gotten worse under Lane. Worse since they pushed the other gangs out. You smile and shake your head at how fast Seraphim can bounce back when he wants to. And as you do, you can't help but consider his plan. Look, maybe it's crazy, but we need a safe harbor either way. I've got a connection to scatter yards. He'll tuck us away, keep us quiet from everyone. You see Seraphim has a coin in his hand and is turning it over between his fingers as he speaks. If we want, maybe he can help us get into Darkseid. But even if we don't, it's a good place to rest up and make a plan. He turns back to the controls to deal with a rapid beat from the new Hasnav unit. The scatter yards, you've heard of them. They have a reputation as a fiercely independent set of shipyards, just starward of Darkseid, a hiding place right under Nane's nose. However, Seraphim looks with concern. Before we try anything drastic, we need to get that body of yours looked at. Stop stalling. Get a diagnostic run on your frame. His expression softens. We're here to back you up. I actually saw it. Okay, yeah, so I brought something onto the ship. Yeah, we went down 2 supplies again. Seraphim takes a moment to catch his breath. Suddenly aware how frantic he sounds. He squints at you. Have you noticed how supplies have been going missing? Every so often when we travel? I have. You suddenly recall the mysterious mess that was left behind in supply storage. Seraphim sees the flicker of recognition in your eyes. So after it happened a couple of times, I decided to keep an eye on our supply stores. Seraphim lowers his voice, you know? Check it from time to time. And this cycle, I drifted down there real quiet. He leans in and whoosh, something flew past me. Shakes his head, knocked me right into the wall. Did you get a look at it? Seraphim sighs. It didn't hang around, but it was definitely some kind of creature. Is there really a creature loose on the ship? We look around the berth, suddenly aware that something could be hiding nearby. Tucked into the vents, perhaps? We notice things like supplies, right? Seraphim's glancing around for hiding places. So we lock them down tighter. Keep it out. That way it'll get desperate. And then, Seraphim raises a finger. He'll make a mistake. What are you talking about? Bliss leans from the corridor. I can hear you all the way from the workshop. Seraphim saw the supply thief. Bliss looks between the two of you with a raised eyebrow. From the way you are talking, I'm assuming it's not human? Something small and dark. Something fast. Seraphim looks at Bliss. We're gonna lock up the supplies to drive it out. Bliss looks at Seraphim. If it's an animal, we don't want to make it any more scared and desperate than it already is. How about we lock up the supplies, but leave some out in a special place. Try to bait it. And then grab it. Seraphim mimes the act. No. Bliss looks between the two of you. We show it there's nothing to fear. We tame it. Doesn't seem very tameable. Seraphim rubs his sore ribs. Plus, we already wasted enough supplies on this thing. You want to give it more? Seraphim turns to you. What do you think, Sleeper? You look between the two of them, still processing the strange situation you find yourself. Let's try to tame it. What a waste. Alright, Bliss nods. You have to come down to the supply store every few cycles and put out some more food. That way it won't get desperate and do anything dangerous. And I'll lock the supplies up tight. Seraphim folds his arms. It won't get into them anymore. The plan's set. Bliss and Seraphim leaves the berth, heading in separate directions. You watch them go. It seems your ship has a stowaway. The question is, how will you deal with it? Okay. Oh, we're back on the hunt. So, okay, supply store. Stowaway's hunger. Okay, so you gotta... Okay, so you just give it a supply. Oh, maybe I shouldn't have done that, simply because, like, I don't think it, Okay. Oh, we still have this thing. Okay, we should check the, Does it have engines? No, it's just fuel. Shit, I might have messed up. Okay, well. Oh, we can't even hole up here for a while either. Sleeper, you have a moment? Eugen finds you in your berth. I have news about the Aphelion. Eugen has a seriousness you rarely see etched into the hard lines of his face. You remember the ship he's talking about. The Aphelion Path, the last surviving interstellar fraction ship in the Hylian system, if his stories are to be believed. I've been pulling out some feelers for that little lost ship, and something came back. He glances around as if the information might leak to some unwanted source. I've been working with a contact of mine, a signal chaser, working out of the hollow. He's got some promising data. He followed the trails from the hidden wreck we found, calculating the possible vectors. If this thing is in the Hylian system, it's in the shoals. He folds his arms around his broad chest, watching a reaction. Do you trust this signal chaser? Sucks in a breath. As much as I trust anyone. I haven't told him exactly what we were tracking, just gave him the signature. But there's a chance he hasn't figured it out, but... The problem is, the signal chaser's gone quiet. Nothing for a few cycles now. Eugen shakes his head. Maybe he got wise to the value of what he found, but I doubt it. Maybe he just took a holiday. Eugen grins at his own joke. I reckon we pay a visit to the hollow, turn up my ghosted contact, see how valuable the data looks. Viable the data looks. If it looks good, we go out and get the ship. It doesn't? He shrugs. No harm, no foul. What about Vesna? What about her? Eugen shrugs. Maybe she's involved? I doubt it. But, he holds up a finger. Could she come sniffing around after the fact, when the whiff of the data gets out? He sighs. That's what she does. That's all I've got. Eugen winks. Keep it between us, alright? We'll let the others know when we hit the hollow. But remember what's at stake here, Sleeper. An interstellar ship. A ticket out of Hylian. Pats you hard enough on the shoulder. It'll be worth it. With that, Eugen drifts out of the bunk, whistling. We're still gonna work for the Logic guys afterwards? So. Well, I need the money. Damn, what the hell? I can sell engine components if you want, but I don't think that's a good idea. Yeah, it's not a good enough job here. Yeah, actually kind of dwindling. I guess we can go. We still want to get the engine, right? Oh, Flotsam. I think Flotsam had it. Oh, it's really annoying that I have to, like, do this now. How much time do we have left? Oh, it's been 2 hours? Oh, I probably should call it soon. It's you. The familiar voice echoes down the tunnel behind me. Turn to the passage to see Femi. Oh, it's Femi. Is Nia here? Shakes his head. This keeps getting better. Been a while, Femi. Yeah, I guess. Frowns and glances over his shoulder. Remember Nia? That sister of mine you thought you'd take on a contract? Well, she's taking on some inspiration from your little ship. You can see anger burning in Femi's eyes, but there's a tiredness there too. Folds his arms across his broad chest. The cymbal crash has been in repair since we got to Hexport. Caught up in that whole mess. Femi sighs. So then, stuck here, she gets bored and decides to sign up with another crew, take a job. I said no, and she went anyway. Femi glares at you. What happened at Hexport? No idea. There was some kind of alert, but we were already on our way out. Didn't give it much thought, then the whole place went up. Femi looks away. Been at the scatter yards ever since, until we came here, that is. Cymbal crash can't leave right now. I'm halfway through rewiring the damn thing. Something else Nia was supposed to do. I asked around. Turns out Nia signed on with some idiots heading out to Cutter's End. Femi says the name with an emphasis you can't place. They're as green as you, meaning they have no idea what they're doing going out to a place like that. So you, Femi jabs your chest with a finger, are going to take me out there to go get her. I'll show you the way. Okay. We could do that. Taking some responsibility, Femi smiles. What? I'm not the one who put that in there. Look, I know how these things goes. I got shit. I can pay. Femi grimaces. Can't pay for the parts the cymbal crash needs when no one sells them anyway. 250 cryo. Femi folds. That's a lot, actually. That's like more than I have right now. Femi folds his arm around his chest. No bargaining. In the meantime, I'm going to try to get the cymbal crash ready to make the run herself. He sighs, but the shape she's in, it's not the best idea to head out there alone. He suddenly sees desperation in his eyes. He would risk everything for Nia. I'll be waiting. We need to head out soon. Femi grips his shoulder. Don't test my patience. Femi kicks off and glides back along the passage towards his ship. And don't even think about skipping out of Flotsam without me. Calls back to you. Then we're really done. Now, new location? Okay, hold on. Oh, we looking. Oh, I got 2 points. Oh, I can finally max my thing. Yeah. This is pretty big. Okay. Let's see. Oh, okay. So there's a time limit. We have to prepare. Gotta feed this thing too. I mean, we could just go. I'll buy a bunch of fuel. Oh, we could buy engine, but we need 3 of these. Oh, we might have. Hold on. I'm gonna take all the money I have. I guess I could do that. Okay, door. I get some energy back. That's pretty good. That's the negative. I mean, you still get cryo even if you get the negative thing. Okay. Let's. I need 3 more, right? Engine components. Oh boy, yeah. This is pricey. I basically bankrupted myself here. Plus 5 fuel oh, we have more fuel now. Okay. I think I'm gonna wait it out a little bit because yeah, I need the ability to get more credits. Just can't. I guess we can just go now. I mean, I still have some more time. I just don't know if this like hurts the thing. Okay, let's see. Cutter's End. Extract Nia. Okay, Nia has signed on to a job at Cutter's End, and Femi is worried about her. He wants you to find her and get her out before the job goes bad. Okay. Well, I think my situation is gonna get any better than this, right? I get more fuel, but it's the fuel doesn't matter. I'm not going anywhere else. He does, dude, the exact same skills. Why is it that everybody has the exact same skills here? Oh, that's annoying. Alright, I knew I was supposed to end it, but I am off tomorrow, and I just want to know what happens with Nia. What the hell is happening out there? Femi is up and out of his seat the moment Seraphim brings the rig to rest near the asteroid known as Cutter's End. Well, it's called Cutter's End, so I mean, that seems kind of bad. The ominous name is one whose origin has become increasingly obvious as you approach, through thick clouds of debris and chunks of rock, among which corroded remains of wrecks could be seen floating. Now, as you look out on the splintered and terraced rock, you can't help but feel a slowly growing sense of dread. Look, there. Femi comes close to the cockpit glass and points at the terraced quarry cut into the rock. The mine's awake. You look out and see the flickering lights, the glowing dock markers. Femi shakes his head. That's not right. Neither is that. Seraphim nods towards the asteroid and you see a ship now, tucked into the shadow of the rock, flashing its signal lights at you. I'm guessing that's the crew we're looking for. Visitors, huh? The voice wavers weakly as he comes through the ship's comms. Are you lot friendly? Seraphim glances at you, raising his eyebrow. It isn't long before you and Femi are suiting up, an agreement having been made between Seraphim, the pilot of the other ship, a man called Baird, to meet in the neutral ground of open space. Femi is silent. His anger is evident in the way he forces his legs into the trousers of his suit. And then you're out, the vast shape of Cutter's End flickering with strange lights below you, and the pinpricks of this pilot's suits lights slowly coming out ahead. You two are a sight for sore eyes. You see a crooked grin from Baird, framed in the hard lines of his ramshackle spacesuit. What brings you to the arsehole of the starboard belt? Sharp eyes scan you and Femi, checking your suits and gear. What happened here? Baird's eyes flick to you, and you notice a familiar reaction cross his face, the acknowledgement that he recognizes you as a sleeper. You came all the way out here to ask a question like that? Baird glances between the two of you and he smiles his crooked smile. Are you two detectives or something? You brought a freelancer out here, Femi interrupts, his voice flat and direct over the comms channel. Nia, where is she? Baird pauses, considering his answer. Whole crew is down the throat of that thing. He jerks a thumb towards the asteroid. You're welcome to wait. The tone of his voice suggests the opposite. But I'll have you know we look after our crew. So if you're here to settle a debt, I'm here to take her home. Femi cuts him off, and I'm not waiting. Thing is, big man, Baird grins, they're deep in the quarry on the tip-off, so unless you want to go chasing around the dark maze of that place, you're shit out of luck. Who turned on the lights? Baird looks over at the flickering quarry as if he forgot it was there. He looks back to you. It was like that when we got here, he shrugs. Enough, Femi cuts in. We both know Cutter's End has been dead for as long as anyone can remember. And even then, it wasn't worth the risk to pick through those tunnels. Femi moves closer to Baird. That rock has claimed more crews than any other. Baird's smile fades. If you're gonna be rude, I'm done talking. Who's to say you aren't trying to jump our claim? Forget this. Femi turns and heads back towards the ship. Bear smiles at you. Big man seems tetchy. Squints at the rig. He's gonna get you in trouble. Bear retreats to his ship and you to yours. We need to go in. Femi is impatiently gathering tools and loading them into the airlock right now. What's Bear hiding? Who cares? Those idiots clearly think they're onto something and they're desperate to keep it to themselves. What matters is our ingress. Femi grabs a cutting torch from the rack. There's a borehole on this side of the rock and can get us in under the radar, or we dive right down the main shaft. Femi meets your eyes. I'll leave the call to you. Bliss arrives at the airlock and stares at Femi's angry tool gathering. Let's keep cool heads. They glance at you. That rock looks dangerous enough, even when you're thinking straight. Femi ignores them. You get ready to depart, well aware that you're heading into a situation you don't quite understand. Oh, we going in. Okay, alternative access. Spelunking is quite dangerous. I don't have anyone... Okay, we do have someone who's good at engage. Am I good at engage? I'm okay at engage. Okay, so is this faster than the central shaft? Central shaft is engineer and endure. That's not bad for me. How many pips is this? They're about the same. Can he endure? I think we go main shaft, right? Clear debris. And there's no, Hold on. Yeah, I think we're better at endure. Lashing debris together and moving it in clusters makes the job faster and safer. I don't think there's like a timer thing too. They can take stress, that's fine. But like, he's taking double stress already. Do I want to just start stressing right away? I think I do, actually. It lowers one of his stress, and it gets me this engineer that I need. You have felt the rumbling growing as you descend into Cutter's End, but no one has wanted to bring attention to it. Now floating in a cavernous rock-walled passage is impossible to ignore. There's something out there. Bliss's voice crackles over in the comms. Something moving. You squint down the tunnels beyond the limitary suit's lights. You swear you see something flickering there, in the unseen passages beyond. There's a strangeness to the mine, to its flashing lights and empty conveyors, running on some residual power. From what Femi has told you, it wasn't always like this. Cutter's End has a fearsome reputation as a dark and deadly maze, a ripped open rock not worth the trouble of its corroded salvage. Now it's a moving maze, its automated systems given a new, faltering life, brought back from hundreds of cycles in the shadows, and one of those systems is rumbling through the dark ahead. Let's keep it moving. Femi passes you in the passage. We don't need to wait. Take it slow, Femi. We are too far behind. We need to catch up. Femi glides ahead, the beams of his suit lights painting the rock walls of the cavern a pale gray. Femi's lights reveal an intersection, another tunnel cutting across this one, offering 3 routes ahead. Suddenly, you are blinded by a wall of light beyond the intersection. The rumble is everywhere, shaking dust and rock off the walls in dense clouds. Well, this one gives you a chance of positive. Squinting into the light, you see a ring of lamps, and between them, the grinding maw of some terrible machine. It bears down on the crew, grinding through debris. Okay. You kick off hard and angle yourself towards the space between the machines and the other passage. You see the others following suit, pushing hard for the rapidly closing gap. You slip through in a hail of stone, the rumbling shaking your entire frame. You slam into the stone wall of the passage, and cling to it as the rumbling grows, then fades, signaling the passing of the machine. You good? Femi's voice is broken up by gasps for air. You turn to see him staring into the dark, shaking his head. What the hell was that thing? Bliss's breathing matches Femi's. It tried to eat us. We need to keep going. Femi is dusting his suit. That mining machine must be keeping Nia's crew down there. We have to get past it. Keeping them down there, or your mind drifts to the worst option? Can any crew really hope to survive all of this? When they woke up this place, they woke up that machine. Femi starts to move down the passage. It's running on old programming. It's not hunting us. It's not smart. Femi turns back to face you, his eyes ringed with fatigue and stress. We can beat it. We hope he's right. Okay, so what? Do we have to do both? Okay, no, we're in the tunnel complex now. Oh no, freaking Intuit. Shit sucks ass. Okay. Oh, okay, thankfully he has Intuit though. Okay, thankfully he is Intuit. His Intuit's okay. It's neutral or good. Shit, plus stress again. I think I'll risk it. Risk it for the biscuit. Okay, we're good. I think we just rest. We have enough supplies. Like I always bring extra supplies because it's better to be safe. And we barely made it the past few times. Okay, I'm gonna. Oh shoot! Oh, this thing's hungry. Oh, it's eating supplies though. Shit. Okay. Shit. Okay, well, we have less time than I thought, I guess. Or did I? No, maybe I didn't. Okay. Let's see. I will push the thing again. Okay. Alright, 5 is okay. Well, I mean, still gonna take the stress, but my pushing is gonna lower your stress. So it's probably fine. Oh, but I get a stress, okay. To me, Sleeper, Femi beckons you over to a section of the cavern wall. You glide over and immediately spot what he has found. There's a large passage splitting off from this one, but it's not the passage itself that's of interest. It's the remains of a barricade, freshly welded, that draws your attention. They came through here. Femi's eyes flick over the ruins. They try to keep it out. You look at the fresh cuts in the wall, the stone gouged out, the crumpled metal, bent and crushed, and most tellingly, the flattened remains of a welding torch, embedded into the rock. The crew took a stand in this very place. You reach down and put a hand in the remains of the torch. Nia was here. Then you feel it. The rumble through the torch, through the rock wall. You look up at Femi and sees it in your face. The machine is coming. Go. Femi meets your eye. Get safe. He looks over your shoulder and suddenly he's bathed in the blinding light of the machine's lamps. No, we stay together. Go to protest, but Femi kicks you in the chest, sending you spinning away out of the path of the machine. By the time you catch yourself on the cavern wall and turn, you see Femi there in the middle of the passage. Oh, is this about to get real bad? Femi there in the middle of the passage entrance, lit white in lamps. He waits, agonizingly long, until he knows the machine is coming for him, and then he kicks off hard and glides into the dark. The machine rumbles through in the hail of rock and dust, and you follow after it, batting away chunks of stone. You're slowed by the debris, and the machine pulls out ahead, rumbling endlessly onward, through the tunnels, through rock and metal. And then it is gone. The cavern shakes, filling with dust, your vision going gray. Your comms click and hiss, and chunks of rock dunk off the faceplate of your helmet. And then you see them, the faint lights of Femi's suit as he struggles through the dust. We got it, Femi says as he reaches you, his hands on your shoulders. Somehow we got it. It takes some time to understand what happens. As the dust clears, you find yourself at the lip of a shaft filled with debris. This huge pit, thick with shards of dust, must have been a refuse pit for the mine, a place to pipe the tailings, the waste. The machine went straight into the shaft, spinning into the open space and debris, shredding itself against a million razor-sharp bits of rock. Oh, this thing, like, fell down the and just destroyed itself. Looking down into the pit, your lamps illuminate a few pieces of the machine. The rest is surely down there, deep inside the dense debris cloud. It isn't long before Femi is calling you once again, this time to another, still complete barricade. A barricade over the door to a machine room, sealed and secure. The last retreat of the crew you followed into this nightmare. We have to get him out of there now, maybe? Okay, what do we have to do? Oh, break the doorway. Okay, well, I mean, once again, we're good at endure. We're going for it. Oh, that's not too bad. But hold on. What's going on over here, though? One of the strange machines tumbled into the waste. Oh, we might get something from it. Hold on. Okay. Do I want to risk it? Risk it for the biscuit. Here we go. Damn, the stress. Okay. Oh, we did it though. As the barricaded door is bent open, you are blinded once again by a wall of light. You and Femi raise your hands instinctively, squinting into the lamps and dust. You feel a flash of fear in the pit of your stomach, bracing yourself for what's to come. Femi? The voice comes crisp and clear over the local comms. What are you doing here? Nia drifts out of the lights in an old dust-caked suit. She looks between the two of you with a blank expression, blinking rapidly. Femi stares at her, frozen for a moment, then rushes to her, wrapping her in a wide embrace. They float there, in the light and dust, two bodies bound together. Nia pulls back. I don't understand. You following me out here? She looks over at you and then back at Femi. How did you find me? You left without telling me. What did you expect? Femi glares at her. You aren't ready for this. Nia retreats further at Femi's words, slipping out of his reach. Femi. Nia shakes her head. After all these years, you have no idea what I'm ready for. Movement in the lights catches your eye, and you see motions through the dust. A figure in a suit drifts out, hunched and clutching their abdomen. They turn to face Nia, and you see her lips moving as they speak on a private channel. You look over to Femi, but he's staring straight ahead, his eyes wide with anger. You, he points at the figure. What kind of idiot are you, dragging my sister out here to this place, with that machine running riot? He moves forward towards the figure. Speak up, what were you thinking? Nia blocks his path forward, getting between Femi and the figure. Femi, you meathead. She glares at her brother. This is my job. I brought them here. Femi for once falls silent. It takes a while to make the return trip back through Cutter's End, especially with Nia's injured crewmate. As you ascend, Nia tells you the story of the job, Femi keeping his distance and leading the way in silence. The mining machine you face was what she'd been looking to extract, a job she and Baird had put together after meeting in the narrow escape. He knew a way to jumpstart the mine, and the access that would open up meant new salvage. One of those pre-collapse boring machines was worth major cryo to any mining outfit in the belt, and Baird had a contact who was ready to buy. It was going well until Harada here, Nia nods at the crumpled-looking crewmate, hooked the mining machine up to the main line. Something went in its automation core and it lost its shit. The plan was to barricade it and put together a shock trap to fry the core. Nia looks ahead at the back of Femi's suit far ahead in the tunnel. But that's worthless now that my brother shredded the thing. He was just worried. Always is. Nia sighs, and you get the feeling she's trying to resist the habit of bad-mouthing Femi. We're lucky he came. As you move through the facility, you notice most of it's dark now, the power from Baird's jumpstart fading away to nothing. Soon this place will be a quiet ruin once more. You ascend up through the quarry and out into open space where Baird is waiting. A friend of yours? Baird shakes his head at Nia. Maybe you could have warned me they'd be coming. Not something I knew. She looks at Femi, who has broken off from the group and is heading for the rig. My brother doesn't tend to give anyone a warning. I'll take them from here. Baird puts an arm around Harada to guide them back to the ship. Look, mate. Baird turns to you. No hard feelings. Thanks for getting them out. Even if you did screw the job while you were at it. He grins a crooked grin. I guess that makes it square. Baird glides away towards his ship. I should ride back with them, but I'll see you in Flotsam. Nia gives you a warm smile. Thanks for helping my brother. I know he appreciates you, whatever he does or doesn't say. You watch her go and then glide over to the rig as the last flickering lights of the Cutter's End fades. Okay, well there's one more thing though, so hold on. We gotta get this. Okay, we'll rest. We'll pass another cycle. I mean, I might, some of my dice might get damaged though. Hopefully not. Yeah, one of my dice broke. Shit. Well, I don't have to push the thing, thankfully. Ooh, okay, sorry, buddy. Alright, we can get it. Can we get something from this? Wait. doesn't tell you what you get. Maybe engine components. It might be engine components, yeah. Alright. I guess that's it, right? Yeah, there's nothing left to see. Alright. Let's just head back to Flotsam. Alright. I mean... Sleeper. You hear Bliss's voice hiss as you pass through the rig's central corridor. You have to come see this. You follow their voice and find them floating outside the supply store looking in. Bliss holds a finger to their lips and nods inside. Quietly, she's eating. It's a cat? You look inside and see a cat floating just inside, batting in a food pouch. The stray barely acknowledges your and Bliss's presence, instead angles his body to catch the droplets of liquid that are released from the transparent packet. Looks like we found our stowaway. Bliss smiles at you. Hey there, girl. Bliss whispers at the stray, beckoning. They hold up their hands so the cat can see them. Not here to take those rations away, alright? You both watch as the stray suddenly kicks away, twisting balletically. This is the second time to use that word. Through the air and gliding past you both out of the supply store. It catches one of the corridor's ribs, swinging itself to the wall where it perches and watches Bliss with big eyes. Comfort of his movements in zero-G is striking, and you realize you have never seen an animal navigate in microgravity before. Yeah, how did this cat get here? You hear a sound and turn to find Seraphim arriving from the direction of the engine room. He stops dead in his tracks against the wall, staring at the stray. What the hell is that? Seraphim hisses his question at you both. It's a cat. What's a cat? Seraphim says the word strangely. Careful there. Bliss holds up a hand to Seraphim. Don't scare her. So that's a cat. Seraphim is watching the stray carefully, either fascinated. It's true, why would you bring animals to outer space, right? Like, especially animals that have no useful function. Like, there's no real reason to. It's just extra weight on your rocket. Either fascinated or scared. It's hard to tell. I thought it'd be bigger. Never seen a cat before? Where would I have seen a cat? Seraphim looks at you. Come to think of it, where would you have seen a cat? The question makes you pause. Where have you seen a cat? Not in the belt, not in zero-G. You close your eyes and bring to mind the faint image of a cat stretching in the sun. Somewhere warm, somewhere with gravity. You touch it, yeah, what would zero gravity have on animals? Like, because your muscles weaken pretty fast in zero gravity. Like, I have no idea what that would do to an animal. Probably nothing good. You touch the fur on its back and it reacts, sliding against your hand. Careful. Seraphim hissing, warning, bring you back. Bliss is reaching out to the stray. Shh, you're scared her. Bliss makes a tutting sound. We had cats back on the eye, but they were in spin gravity there. The stray's big eyes watch Bliss's hands as it approaches. When they touch the top of her head, the stray does not move, nor does not react. Look at her leg. Bliss nods to the sleeve on the cat. She's been hurt before, and taken care of. She's really scared. You can see the cat is gently trembling with Bliss's touch. But slowly, she settles and angles her head for Bliss to scratch her ear. The movement brings back your mysterious memory. What is its origin? Focusing on it makes your skin tremble, a shiver running up your arms. It's been breaking into our supplies. Seraphim has his arms folded and looking at Bliss. Now we've caught it. We should let it out. Look at her. She's not going to do that again. Bliss's eyes meet the stray's. You aren't going to do that as long as we feed you, right? That may be true, but we can't risk it happening again. What if we've been on a contract? Seraphim gives Bliss a reproachful look. We can't keep it. Bliss shakes her head. She's a stray. She needs a home, right, Sleeper? Bliss looks at you. Yeah, we'll keep her. You won't regret it. Bliss smiles widely. Yeah, I hope this cat does something. You look at Seraphim. Plus, the rig is already full of strays as it is. I guess it is, Seraphim concedes. You have to feed her, though. Sleeper, she's your responsibility. He eyes the stray. I never thought a cat could eat so much. Seraphim's right. Looks like you'll need to keep feeding the stray every few cycles if you want her to stick around. This is going to be expensive. Trust me, cats are worth it. Seraphim reaches out sheepishly towards the stray. As he does, the cat bats playfully at his hands. Oh, we have to keep feeding it now, and he pulls away. If you say so. He sighs. I'm not really used to animals. Come on, how much can a cat possibly eat? I mean, I'm not a pet owner. I have no idea. You watch as Bliss tries to get Seraphim to pet the stray properly, guiding his hand to its ears for a scratch and explaining how to approach her. As you do, the memory of that other cat runs through your mind. Feels like a raw wound. One that if you touch will only bring pain. But you can't help but pick at it, knowing it may contain some distant party. When you arrive back at the Flotsam, Femi rushes out of the ship. The moment the docking tunnel is connected, he is off, out of the airlock and down the passage. Well, go after him then, Seraphim sighs, not looking up from his diagnostics. You find Femi in the passage between the docks, watching as Nia glides towards him. Catch a glimpse of Nia's face over his shoulder. She looks nervous, slowing her approach as she comes close to Femi. It's a considerable frame blocking the tunnel. Femi holds up a hand to quiet her. I'm sorry. His voice is flat, quieter than usual. I'm the one who's sorry. I made the excuse to myself that I was trying to protect you. Femi looks down, but I was trying to control you. I've been suffocating you. He meets Nia's eye. I can see that now. That it took something like this for me to see it is on me. Femi's voice cracks and the tunnel suddenly feels small, intimate. He folds his arm, regaining his composure. I understand if... Okay, damn. You got two siblings, pal. Well, if they're alive, maybe Junie's alive too. Time of speech. Okay. I have something I need to say. You are a powerful person, and I've been trying to curb that because it scares me. And it scares me how little it scares you. He laughs an uncharacteristically light laugh. But I'll stop placing those limits on you. In fact, I want you to have the ship. Femi seems pleased that this stuns Nia into silence. I can make my own way, find work with crews. Glances over his shoulder at you. Perhaps Sleeper will take me on. But I need some time away from leading from captaincy. Well, you need anything but. Puts his hand on her shoulder. The symbol crashes yours. Nia sighs. Femi, you really need to listen more. I don't want your ship. It's her turn to be pleased with his shock. You're right. I am a powerful person. But Cutter's Edge showed me I'm not ready to lead. I want to learn more, to work with a crew. But preferably not one I'm related to. She punches him on the shoulder playfully. Nia looks over Femi's shoulder at you. I was actually thinking Sleeper's crew might be the right fit. Flashes you a smile. Oh, you get to pick one. Well, in terms of skill, Nia's probably better. You suddenly feel the attention of the moment shifted to you, and your apparent role in this family drama. Nia puts her hands on her hip. Well, Sleeper, what do you think? Nia nods. I'm honored, really. I know I will learn a lot from you. Femi turns in the corridor to face you, his face set in an intimidating glare. You better take good care of her. He smiles, but you can't help but take him serious. How about we find somewhere to celebrate? Nia pushes Femi towards you, down the corridor. Come on. Later on, you find yourself in a narrow escape in a quiet corner with Femi. You see his eyes are on Nia, who's at the bar, trying to get the attention of the server. What's the secret? Femi turns to you. How do you stop it weighing you down? Your crew, your connections, all those people that rely on you? Femi frowns. How do you bear the weight? I don't carry it alone. Femi nods. I have to get better at that. And asking for help. He looks down at the table, smiling. He takes a long sip through the straw of his container. The last drags of something amber and potent disappearing as he does. He looks up to you. At you. She's gone, isn't she? You look over the bar and can't see Nia amongst the crowd. You turn to Femi, confused. She never was good with goodbyes. He smiles. She'll be waiting at your ship, don't worry. Sets down his drink. Time I left too. Squeezes your shoulder. I got things to work on. Look after yourself, Sleeper. Hopefully we still see him again. I mean, it's kind of weird to just like watch him go. One more body passing through the belt, trying to find a way to change the future. Alright, we got so many crew members. The pantry. Okay. Oh, I have to repair my thing now. Okay. Oh man, the ones is like super annoying. Well, we did have the 250, the 250 thing. Let's see. Oh need the engine components. Fuel though. Okay. So I need scrap components. Let me take a look. I need to repair that broken. I need to repair that broken. I need what do I need? 2 scrap components. Do I have them? I have rare components actually. No, I'd actually rather have the glitches. It's probably fine. Yeah, I think I want to save my my valuable components. Is it fully up? It's fully repaired. Okay, it's fully repaired. It's fine. Where do we go next? Still have to help Nimba. We have to investigate export. Oh, these are all major. Well, oh, you can only have one active, so you can't have both. So we're just gonna have to save up for stat points now, I guess. All right. I just spend a cycle or 2 here. What do we want to do next? Oh, we have to go to Hellion Gate. Where is that? I don't think I can reach it, right? Oh no, you can. It's not that bad. Oh, we actually can go to the scrap yards, scatter yards. A hollow. Hopefully there's fuel at Hellion Gate. I'm assuming there will be. I guess we could just... Oh, it's all glitched. Alright, well, I can work the hydroponics with all my garbage dice. Oh shoot, oh, the stress. Shoot, okay. Oh, I have to fix one of my... You have to get good at relaxing. Let's go. Fuel, I guess, supplies at the office. Or oh, I guess you just buy it here. Okay. Oh, it doesn't take a thing to. It doesn't even take a full supplies to beat the cat, I guess. Guess we'll just stay here, fill up on some. I guess we can buy some food. I still have a glitch. That's like the main reason I don't want to leave. Simply because I want to use up all the glitches, because having like... So, okay, so Yeah, but I didn't actually... Oh. Oh, it actually takes your energy, not your, not your... Oh. I probably should just do this off screen, honestly. I'm coming out a little bit ahead in terms of money from this. Yeah, I'm coming out a little bit ahead. Alright, we're ready to go to probably Hellion, right, probably go Hellion Gate. Yeah, gotta be careful about Dark Side. Alright. I don't know, I'm not sure how long this game is, but I mean, we played like, what, like 7 hours already? Our crew's pretty rounded out already, too. Alright guys, call it here.